competition. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, it's just not as fair to the other kids if I keep letting you compete. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like obviously bummed. And he was like, well, don't you want other kids to win like medals too? And I was like, I
Hell
guess.
no.
I was like, I guess. And he was like, yeah, it's just better. And I was like, okay. But I'm like, dude, I was like 6, like winning matches against 10 and 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and they just were like, yoink, you're not doing this anymore. And I was like, all
Mm,
right, dude.
Got
yeah,
fucking
for
nerfed,
sure.
dude.
Yeah. They just fucking patched me out. But yeah, it was, and then when I went back, I did a couple more. It was fun.
That's cool. All right, yeah, cool. I'm pretty much ready to go. You guys need to go to the bathroom, get a drink or anything before we start up?
I got all my shit right here.
Ready?
All right, cool. Um, is it super loud for you guys? You guys can control the volume
We
on
can,
your end,
yeah,
right?
we can
Yeah.
control it, and then whoever shares, they can, I think, just control the volume for the stream too.
Cool. All right, well, let's fucking get into it.
How does the sound work for streaming? Like, because you're sharing and you're streaming your computer, right, Ronnie? So whoever, like, when the stream
I'm
is happening,
streaming
it's
the
not.
Zoom. So the Zoom is what's being streamed. So right now it'll show the 4 squares of us 4 talking.
Oh, okay.
If anybody wants to share the screen, it would show the map with like us, whoever's talking, like in the corner. We never figured out how to do like the gallery view with the shared screen.
Right. Yeah. That
Yeah.
was an issue we were always trying to figure out.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, like in the future, maybe we'll set up like an actual like OBS or something, but
Mhm.
I ain't worried about that right now.
Right.
Cool. So yeah, let's get into it. Last time you guys made the trip from Fandolin over to the Wayside Inn, which you found being under siege by some ghoulies. You guys had a quick battle with some of them. Some of them were a little bit stubborn, didn't want to go down. My really cool wraiths just whiffed on everything and was kind of pointless. But that's not your guys' fault.
What was pointless?
My
The
wraiths.
raids,
Oh yeah.
because they're trying to hit me. Can't hit
Yeah.
me.
After stopping the attack on the building itself, you were welcomed in by the owner and operator, along with the rest of her staff. There were a few patrons in there that were kind of just shook from the actual battle, but it seemed like after a while, people were able to kind of get back to normal, after a couple drinks. That the bartender, whose name is Bax, was so graciously pouring freely for the evening, making sure to show his thanks by keeping you well fed and well drunk. Eternally grateful for you guys saving their lives. Martisha is the owner. She was also very thankful, but you can tell that she's a very business-oriented lady. She kind of just went back to paperwork right away, going over invoices and making sure everything was correct. They had a half-orc woman who was their chef. Kurag Struct is her name. She brought you out a variety of different meat pies and soups and, like pork and chicken legs and a good assortment of food that you could really like spring on. I will say that the meat pie itself was pretty spicy. So if anybody had some of that, I'm going to need you to roll a constitution check.
Nice to have some chorizo.
Hey, bro, I love chorizo.
Chorizo con papas is still my favorite breakfast.
So good,
of all
dude.
time.
Did you
Oh.
say con check?
Con
Yeah.
check.
I'll roll it.
Con check or save?
No, con save, but whatever.
Oh, save. I can do a save because that's gonna be different
Yeah.
I
and,
rolled
and
uh
better.
I rolled a
Not too
20.
17.
bad. I got a 16.
What'd you get, Edgar?
17.
What'd you get, Andre?
20.
Oh, okay, yeah. You guys all feel the burn, but otherwise, it's a delicious meat pie,
Feel,
man.
feel the burn.
You guys aren't of the lighter skin complexion. You guys can handle some heat.
We're
Uh,
all pretty dark, I think, right?
yeah, well, fucking Andre is. Andre looks like we haven't unlocked his character yet. So yeah,
I forgot I didn't charge my ring light before I started, so it's
oh bummer. Dude, Brandon gave that to you last week.
I know, but what happened was she left it on my desk and I didn't realize it needed to be charged that often.
What
Yeah.
happened was
What
Happened was
happened
so
was-
when she gets back, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna ask her for the cord so I can charge it.
Yeah. Just further remind you guys, there was a young dwarvish woman who was the smith at the inn. She was kind of wearing some fancy looking armor, a little bit proud of her work, kind of wearing it to show off in a sense, who was really just kind of talking with Martisha, but you can kind of hear her like hammering away in the back. There's also a young halfling named Scylla. She was kind of humming to herself and playing with a harmonica. And there was another traveling bard named Tarbin who was singing along with Scylla and playing along with her, kind of just trying to like improve the mood of the inn. Who successfully was able to kind of remove the air of fear in the room and kind of helped everybody else, all the other patrons in there, feel better, feel more at ease, and kind of lighten the room a bit. And you guys are having a pretty good night now. Everyone's had a few drinks in them around the inn. Everyone's in a good spirit. What are we doing?
cool. It's still that night of, right?
Yeah, we're still maybe like an hour out of it.
Okay. Tibble is just he was his main concern was I guess my main concern is like having the mood lighten a little bit. So once that happened, all and gone is here next to me, right? Because we all talked.
Yeah.
And by the way, gone during the month that we were all
Couple months.
couple months that we were all out in the world. What did you stay in Fandolin?
Gone?
Yeah.
Mm, I would say yes. Only because, well, the threat of the dragon was no longer around. Um, that didn't stop the other threats being around the area. And with the dragon gone and no other, um, I guess, information from the cult of Merkul, there wasn't anywhere else to really go or try and follow because there was literally no trail to follow. So I would have
Well, why
stayed
don't
in.
why don't we do this? Why don't we do all of this conversation in character?
Yeah. Well, my concern was like I didn't want to assume that he had left. My character would know that he's
Yeah, correct. No, that you're
that we're
correct.
together. So Tybalt will turn to Gon and say, you know, in the few months that have passed, we haven't seen much undead activity yet. We leave and here we are fighting undead again, and I noticed that the cook, believe her name was Kurog, had a tattoo that signified the mark of the Zethrin. I don't know if there's a connection to be made, but I think we need to get to the bottom of this because one thing's for sure is that the cult is involved again. I don't know how they came back and how they're rising again, but we have to stop it before it gets any worse.
Gun will say, I agree. This has been um, the only trail that we've gotten in the past couple months, and this is pretty much hard proof and evidence that something is still going on. Something's still lurking in the shadows.
And I'll turn to Ebrath and say, Ebrath, I know you just joined us, but since you're going to be traveling with us, I think it's best that we let you in on some information. We've in the time that we were tracking down and hunting the dragon, we also ran into the cult of Merkul, and we were able to stop a summoning that they were bringing forth. And with this undead attack, we fear that they may be trying to do the same thing once again.
A summoning of what?
I would assume their god, their the being that is promising power, riches. You know, cults are always following some sort of misguided path.
Hmm. Well, as long as I'm gonna be traveling with you, it might be you're right. It might be best for me to get some information on this group, this cult, so I can better help you.
Let's go see if Kurog has any answers.
This is still the same night, or is this the following morning?
This same night. We're
Okay.
we're only like an hour and a half.
Oh, so we're crunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess we are. So we could
Fucking
probably just
let's do it. No, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's go talk to him right now.
um,
That's I'm gonna slam my tankard on the table and be like, let's go talk to her.
So we'll get up. I think Jinx is just drinking her milk. So we leave her be and make our way over to Kurog. Where is she now? Do we have eyes on her?
Who, Jinx or Kurog?
On Kurog.
Kurog, she is in the back. You can kind of see her through like the little like port window where she would like serve plates. She seems to be cooking it up. Bax is at the bar, kind of just wiping things down, making sure everything's nice and clean, waiting for someone to come up and order a drink, basically.
Okay. So we'll do this. Let's wait until she seems like she's ready to like done cooking. The kitchen is closed, but the drinks are still flowing, so she's just back there cleaning or doing whatever. That way she's not distracted when we ask her a few questions.
Sure. Um, while you guys are sitting amongst yourselves, kind of waiting, Bax, the bartender, looks over and he goes, "Boys, can I get you another round?"
Tibble just says, just the one was enough for me. It was a celebratory drink, but I appreciate your service."
Oh, nonsense. Me and DeWalt, we'll have another round.
Ah, that's my kind of little gnome there. Let me
And,
let me fetch you a
and
glass.
I'm right up against the bar, so all you see is just my hand raised.
Yeah. And he pours out a little bit more of the gnomish wine. And he says, here you go, lad. Drink up. It's
What's
on the house.
what's the temp HP on that?
I don't remember, bro. +5 temp HP.
Yeah, I think it sounds about right.
um,
Tybalt is gonna try because they poured two. He's gonna try and like swap out Ebrath's empty one with the full one, with
cool.
his
Give
full
me
one.
a
So he's
sleight of hand
gonna
check.
he's not trying to
Yeah, give me a sleight of
get
hand check.
wasted. Sleight of hand.
Ebrath, are you paying attention to your drinks or
No, I wouldn't be.
okay? Otherwise, I'd have you roll like a perception check with disadvantage. But
Sleight of
I
hand is an 8.
I will say I
8?
left my tankard at the table, and I would not notice that I'm being handed a
Cool.
more full drink.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, even though you kind of fumble, Tybalt,
Yeah.
Ebrath has had a few at this point, and he doesn't even if he does realize that his like once empty drink is now full again magically, he doesn't even question it. He's just like,
Right.
oh, thank the gods.
Yeah,
You know?
he's like just kind of hyped about it.
He's like, oh, it's a miracle.
It's like, when the fuck did they come around and refill our drinks?
Yeah.
So,
But you know that happens. That happens at restaurants and bars and stuff. So
Yeah.
it doesn't even seem like out of the ordinary for him.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that other fucking mysterious character that hasn't been unlocked.
New challenger approaches.
Yeah.
let me see if I can get him to stand up. Oh, yep. Bro, this fool loves trying to fucking stand. It's crazy.
Damn, that's crazy. He's only like what, 3 months old at this point?
2.
2? Damn.
Yeah, like I don't know what happened. I was playing with him and I lifted him up like on my chest and he kicked his feet out and realized that he can brace himself if I'm holding him. So like it's like his favorite thing and he'll just stand there and he'll shake because it's like hard for him to like keep his balance and keep everything like his core tight and everything. It's his favorite thing. His eyes will get all big and his like little fists will shake. I was like, dude, you're crazy, man. What are you doing?
Nice. He's gonna be walking
I
here
will
pretty soon.
I
I will
know.
say that Kurog does come out of the back for a second with a tray of food for one of the nearby tables. You watch as she places them at their table and doesn't really interact with them much. You can kind of gather that she's not the most social person. Really only talking in like pleasantries, you know. She says, thank you, enjoy your food, blah, blah. You can kind of tell that it's kind of a labor for her, that she's just kind of doing it because it's expected of her, not because it's what she would naturally do.
Yeah. Okay.
it.
I'll just keep my eyes sort of just examining the room. Any I'd imagine just everyone's just having a good time. There's nothing shady happening, right?
No, nothing shady happening. Like I said, other than the zombie attack, this seems to be a pretty normal inn. They've got their bar and their kitchen. There is stables for people's horses. You can kind of hear the like clopping of horse hooves, like kind of in the barn next to you. You can hear the hammering of the dwarf smith as she is working on some steel that she's, hammering away at. It seems to be a pretty normal roadside inn.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll just enjoy. I'll ask for some water or juice, whatever they have, to supply us. Maybe some water so that Ebrath's hangover isn't as bad in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But just sort of keep surveying looking over the room, sort of examining threats or examining for threats until the kitchen closes.
Yeah, absolutely. And you wouldn't find any. There's no real threats here. So I don't know how long you want to like keep watch for, but realistically, I mean, unless one of you guys manages to stir something up with some of the other patrons, like everyone's just having a good time. They
Okay.
felt like they were about to die a couple hours ago.
Oh
Now they're
yeah,
very excited to be alive. So it's very much like a celebratory air to the room.
I will with a few more drinks in me. I will have um instructed my cannon to like kind of walk around the tavern. Um, I also at some point, depending on how like I would say at my drunkest, I will like cast enlarge on my cannon so that it becomes about as big as me, if not a little bigger, and like stand on it and just like start, dancing and singing with whatever patrons are there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the bartender, is kind of like clapping along with you, kind of encouraging you. The bard and the halfling are kind of uh, following your lead as well, and now like kind of following you around the bar, playing behind you.
Right.
Um,
And I'll
uh,
like I'll turn it into the temp HP cannon and just start like firing temp HP at the at the crowd.
yeah, absolutely. And like at first, they were a little bit caught off guard with like the sudden enlargement of this mechanical device that is foreign to them, and kind of like, oh shit, here we go again. But
Right.
then they saw that like you're just having a good time, and so now everyone's kind of cheering you on. And
Frankie, chill out.
um, but yeah, otherwise, like I said, Bax is more than willing to interact with you, talk to you guys, ask you about your past, willing to answer any questions about himself. Kurog pops in and out here and there just to serve food. Doesn't really isn't as social. Martisha still just kind of working away in the corner, sitting by herself. Not necessarily like turning people away from interacting with her, but she's not going out of her way to stop and talk to any of you guys either.
Okay. I guess I'll walk over to Morticia first and say, I'm glad everyone is safe. I know a little bit about your attackers. They don't hit just anywhere. This was a targeted attack. Do you have anyone who you would consider an enemy?
Um, as you say that, she kind of like pulls down her glasses to kind of like look through them at you. And she says, Tybalt, thank you again for what you did. That was very brave of you, and you really did save all of our lives. Uh, Recently, we came into contract with the Steward of Neverwinter. Um, he is looking to rebuild the settlement of Leilon, about 20 miles south of here. Um, that puts us in a very good position as one of the only roadhouses along the high road. Um, so we very much support this endeavor of his because trade between Leilon and Neverwinter would be mutually beneficial for us as well. Um, in fact, I'm going over contracts and paperwork that needs to be put into order to kind of secure some business dealings for ourselves. I'm not sure if you were aware, but a town to the to the east of us, um, small little dust hill called Candolin was recently savaged by a dragon attack, and luckily the Kingdom of Neverwinter secured its safety and the Coast is eternally grateful to the steward. I mean, without him, who knows what would have happened to Leia or to
Oh,
Fandor.
wait. Hold on. I'm gonna look up at Tybalt and say, didn't you say you saved Fandolin?
Yeah, we were representatives of sorts. So you say the
And
steward of yeah.
and real quick, as you say that, she looks over at you and she says, "Oh, I apologize. I was unaware. I didn't know that you were involved with Fandolin. Thank you for everything that you did. Fandolin is a small hamlet. You know, doesn't really bring in a ton of business, but they are, you know, nearby, and we do get some travelers from time to time. In fact, I know some of their shopkeepers are interested in opening up trade routes with Leilon as well. So I imagine we'll be seeing a lot more of Fandolin in the future. And so it seems like you are of the heroic sort, and you are. Um, we are forever in your debt for what you did today and for what you did for Fandolin. Thank you.
And Tybalt says, you know, it's all in a day's work. We're hired to do the job, and actually we're passing by because we've been hired to stand up Leilon and make sure that it continues to be or becomes a prosperous city. So that's why our concern with the undead here today is you know it's our concern as well if it's related to Leilon.
And Martisha kind of like straightens up a bit and kind of takes a deep breath, and she says, "Well, you know, it seems like you might have your work cut out for you a bit, Mr. Tybalt. Leilon was established many years ago, and just due to the nature of the area, um, it wasn't able to withstand the um, ravages of the nearby tribes and evils that lurk on the Sword Coast. I've heard ghastly rumors of lizard folk that eat men, ghosts pouring out of towers, patrols going missing. And this is, you know, it might be wives' tale at this point, but for the last 100 years, people have talked about the uncertainty of Leilon almost as if it was a cursed town. Just you know how a lot of travelers talk. You know, there's rumors that get expanded into legend, and you know we get a lot of travelers here. Um, some of our staff are actual. Some of our staff have actually led you know previous lives before this out on the sea. They come with lots of tales and adventuring fables. They might be able to speak on it a little bit more than I have. I'm just a girl from Neverwinter trying to run an inn, you know, make a name for myself. Nothing more, nothing less.
You're muted here.
Sorry. I see. All right, we'll let you get back to your business. If you don't mind, we'll ask some folk as you suggested a few questions to try and find a lead. We don't want to see a similar attack in the future as we did today.
He says, yes, today was quite odd. I'll be honest with you. This has nothing like this has ever happened before. And I am going to be in correspondence with the steward of Neverwinter to ensure that something like this doesn't happen again. I'm grateful that you guys were here to help when you were. As I've said before, your stay here is on the house tonight. Thank you again so much.
Thank you. We'll look at Gon and sort of do the nod at, like, to get up and and move, and I'll head over to Kurog now, since we've seen sort of the, since we have a lead with her. Has the kitchen closed yet?
Nope, still open.
Okay.
It's gonna be open most of the night.
Okay.
You can tell that it's kind of dying down a bit as the more drunk people get and the more food that they've consumed, the less they're able to eat. So there will be a point in the evening where it kind of like tapers out and just kind of, people are just too drunk and too full to eat. So she's not as busy. But I'll say that this is now would be a good time to talk to her if any.
Okay. So walk over with Gon and say, Kurog, that meat pie was absolutely amazing. Was that a flaky crust? What's your secret for that crust?
And she looks at you and kind of narrows her eyes a little bit, almost as in like suspicion. You can't really tell if she is suspicious of you knowing her secrets or if she's suspicious of you knowing more about her necessarily. And she says, it's a special butter that I use from a man named Big Al. He has a prize cow that makes the best butter in the world. Gives the flakiness of the crust. Can't beat it.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I didn't personally. I was busy with other matters, but my group helped Big Al save the prize cow, so I guess that mission is just the gift that keeps on giving.
She goes, I've never actually met him. I wonder if he's actually as big as he says he is. All I know is that he makes a damn good butter.
He does, and Tybalt will say, I actually want to take a few with me. Not sure if you're going to be open early tomorrow before we leave. If I'll buy some from you now to take with us on our journey ahead to Leilon.
She goes, headed to Leilon, hey. Be careful. That is a cursed town. I stay away from it.
Like, well, when you're hired to help keep it safe, that's kind of the type of work that we do. We go to places that are said to be cursed or have bad fortune or are being ravaged by all sorts of creatures and try and help them out. So it seems that that's where our destiny takes us.
She says, well, may the Storm Lord bless your travels. You'll need it.
And I'll say, it's much appreciated. I couldn't help but notice the tattoo that you have. That's
As soon as you say that, she kind of like instinctively like moves her hair to like cover her ears a little bit. And she's just not super comfortable talking about it, but
yeah.
But yeah, she does address you. She says, "Oh, I was young. I was, kind of stupid. Fell into the wrong crowd. Did whatever I could to make my parents regret having me."
And Tybalt says, "Well, we've all been there. We've all made mistakes. and unfortunately, some follow us long even after we've made them. But nothing to be ashamed of. It's what makes us who we are, and what brings you here and has you here today. So um, don't be ashamed of that.
And she nods almost in like what's the word I'm looking for? Like she doesn't quite believe the words that she's about to say, but she kind of nods and she says, I know. I don't regret my actions. I'm not proud of them. Luckily, I was able to break away from that lifestyle kind of early. Um, the underworld is a very vast and expansive realm, and for a young half orc like me, I was ready to be chewed up and spitting out. Luckily, I found my way with some of my other brothers and sisters here. Bax actually helped get me out and took me on as a privateer, and we worked as sailors essentially on worked ships, trade ships, and I got out of water deep and found my name for myself on the seas. And then, when opportunity arises, sometimes you have to answer that door. And Bax and uh, I can't think of her name right now, but the little dwarf that's a smith, we got a contract to help out a young innkeeper start her business, and we jumped on the opportunity. The seas are a great place to build character and to harden young folk to become seasoned adults. And luckily, I feel like I've learned the lessons that I've needed to learn with Tiga, with Bax. We came 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 ashore to start a new life together. Martisha was gracious enough to take us in, help us kind of let our past go, didn't judge us for who we were. And now I make pies.
It's an honest business, and you've decided to turn over a new leaf, and this is it for you, and you're doing an amazing job at being you.
For the first time since you've met her and have interacted with her, you see her kind of become a little bit bashful when you say that. She almost has a bit of a blush on her cheeks as she kind of like breaks eye contact right away and is like looking around, like kind of looks over at Bax for support. And she kind of like puts her like hair behind her ears, and you can kind of see the like tattoo of the dagger for a split second, and then she says, thank you, Tybalt. I really appreciate you. I got it. My pies are burning," and she kind of runs back into the back, kind of with a smile on her face. Her one little like snaggle tooth kind of sticking out a little bit.
And I'll just turn to Gon and say, I thought this was a lead, but I think she's left those days, long behind. So we may have to look elsewhere for a lead, but if need be, I think we found some good allies here that may help us and could
Mm-hmm.
feed us information if needed.
Yo, real quick, I tried to join on my phone because I gotta walk around. The baby doesn't want to be in one spot.
I see.
It wouldn't let you. It wouldn't let me join. It says you have to allow me.
I don't know why I can't. I used to be able to open it up to just let you guys join whenever, but now that option's like not available. Oh well. Okay. Cool.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
I put on the sound so that if you need to join or whatever, I'll be aware.
Perfect. Yeah, just until Brandon gets back, I gotta walk him around because he's not.
Cool. And just to recap the conversation that Tybalt had with Kurog, he basically kind of asked her about the tattoos, which Tybalt recognized as a symbol of one of the 5 major factions in the Sword Coast.
Oh, got it.
That being of the Zintherum, which is kind of like a criminal underground organization.
Cool.
She explained that, she was young, she was dumb, she fell in with the wrong crowd, was able to meet Bax, the bartender, and Tiga, the smith, and they were able to kind of help her get out of that lifestyle, took her on as part of their crew on a ship, and then she was able to work with them on lots of trade routes and things that ships are chartered to do.
Did she reveal, or did he reveal his allegiance to the Order of the Gauntlet?
Tybalt had previously, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, when we
You're
first
muted.
got there, right?
Was it to her? It was to her, right?
I don't know if it was to her. I think it was either to Bax or to I want to say it was to Bax because he was like, "Oh, a bunch of do-gooders." Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say it was to Bax, the bartender. But yeah, and she kind of explained that Bax and Tiga kind of helped her join the life on the ship, and they were working as like privateers essentially on the waters for a few years, and decided to come ashore to expand their ventures inland. Met up with Martisha, who was trying to get her up and running, and they are now in her employment and trying to just settle down. Essentially, they're all in their like mid to late 30s, not as young as they used to be, so their sense of adventure isn't as strong. They're more keen on just living a quiet life at this point. They've had their sense of fun and adventure and are ready to just like earn an honest living and leave a lot of that life behind.
Cool. That's dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that, I think those are all the questions that I have for the night. I feel like everyone's sort of, as merry as can be, and Tybalt will turn to Gon and say, I think I'm going to turn in for the night. We have a long road ahead of us, and I need to keep my wits about me.
Cool.
Yep, Gon will reply and say, "Yep, not a bad idea." And like you said, I think it's safe to turn in here.
Cool. Yeah, I'd say it's you guys can go ahead and have a long rest if you haven't already. I'm gonna refill my coffee cup and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Dope. Bro, this kid's getting so fucking big. I weighed him yesterday. He's fucking 15 pounds already.
Dang.
Bro.
He's eating good.
Oh yeah. Well, and I've read that too, that like it's usually breastfed babies that tend to gain a lot of weight.
That you're cutting out a bit.
For whatever reason. Like I think it's just higher in general, a little higher in calories than formula.
Right. And I'm sure they can't fine tune the formula to compare it to breast milk.
Right.
Just like
Yeah, because
totally
it's all kind of exactly because it's all kind of different.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, he's Fucking chilling.
Nice. DM, before I go to sleep, I have.
Did we all get separate rooms?
have.
Or are we sharing one room?
I think separate.
I will say that no, I'll say, you know what, because the inn itself is kind of full
Small?
this night.
Oh, got
it's
it.
kind of small, yeah. It would be easier for you guys to be in one room.
Okay, it's good to know.
Got it.
Um,
I'll say like I wouldn't even take up the bed. I would just like curl up on the like trunk that's in there, and just like lay a little fucking blanket on there and just like fucking conk out.
Tybalt, seeing as how we're gonna share a room, is gonna try and just without letting anyone know, sort of sneak away to the back, outside where there's no one around. And in dead of night is gonna sort of pretend like he's meditating, but just sort of focus on his mind, and he's gonna cast sending.
Okay.
And he's gonna try cast sending to blast, and he's
What are you
gonna
sending?
say, blast, if you're out there, we've been hired to go to Leilon and provide security. I'm still looking for leads to find you. That's it. For that one. And he's gonna pause and wait for a response.
No response.
So then the second sending message that he's gonna use is he's gonna try and send a message to, well, let's say when he was sending the message to Blast, he had the gold coin in his hand.
Uh-huh.
So he's gonna put that back in his pocket, and he's gonna pull out a diamond, and he's gonna cast sending and try and reach Ronster. And he's gonna say, bro, I haven't heard back from Blast. He's still out there, I think, and I think you are too. I don't know where you are, but I'm still looking to bring you back.
I will say that there's no response. After a few seconds, you do hear, almost in a very whispered, like hush tone, almost to where it's like almost inaudible.
Yeah.
As if it's a message that's being transported through multiple planes to get to you. And you do hear something along the lines of, that's so weird. I swear I heard Tybalt, but I'm dead. That can't be real. And
And I feel like so Tybalt's been, if he's had, spell slots left or energy left, he would have cast sending on Ronster, and he keeps getting the same response back. So he's like, you're still there wherever you are. I'll get you back.
mm-hmm.
And with that, he'll turn in.
I will say, Tybalt, that before you head off to bed, were you like outside of the inn at this point? Like,
yes. So in terms of like where exactly. I probably would have been out in front by probably like by our horses. So like it would have looked like I was gonna go check on the horses, but I was
Yeah.
casting the sendings.
Yeah. And the horses would actually be inside the barn,
So
which you would have more than have access to. It's not
Yeah.
like a, like whatever the word I'm looking for is. In fact, let me just see. So here's like the stables here on the map. Having been in the barn with the horses, you do hear, because of your stupid high passive perception, like this changes everything, bro. You do hear in between, or as the like hammering of the smith has kind of subsided for the evening. It's pretty late at this point.
yeah.
You do hear hushed, like voices kind of speaking, but you're not quite able to make out what they're talking about. It does seem intentionally hushed, like they don't want to be heard.
Yeah.
But you're able to kind of, that's what you're able to kind of like pick up on from what you do here.
Can I walk in the direction that it's coming from?
Sure. The direction
Kinda
would
sneak?
be,
Yeah, stealthily.
Oh,
yeah.
Ronnie. Well, I guess we can do it when he returns. But I wanted to see if I could not follow him or anything, but perceive Tybalt's coming and goings. Like know that he's taken off for a little bit.
Sure. Okay, let me ask you, Tybalt. Were you trying to be sneaky when you exited the room to go and make your sendings?
It would have been more so like how once everyone's like walking like to go to bed or like heading up for the night and someone sort of stays back. It would have been one of those where I like sort of stay back for a bit and then just go around. So I'm not
Sure.
I'm not
In
trying
that
to be
case, I
perceived.
won't force you to roll anything. I will
Got
say, you would have to like actively get up and look around because he's not in the same room as you.
Got
Ever.
it. I just would have noted that he's not with us in the room. Right?
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I'm not trying to like
what's gone up to?
sneak after him.
I will say at this point, Gon is trying to I guess at this point, Gon is just laying in bed, and just normal like sleeping, but not actually asleep, but still focused up on himself, just thinking about if there's a threat out here of the undead, what that means, and depending on the location as well that we're at, where the cult could have been migrating to or hiding around. So now that this area was, one place that was a spot, in my head, I'm just thinking to myself, man, if we were here, what sort of threat would want to be here? Are they headed to what is it called?
Leilon.
Leilon.
Were they headed to Leilon? What would they want at Leilon? And in my head, I'm like, well, our last huge mission with the group was with a dragon, and we knew of the threat of the dragon. This time it's different. We don't know of anything going on. All we know is that we were to be security, but even then, without knowing the full force of the threat or if there's even a threat. So kind of just those thoughts are formulating inside Gon's head.
Mm-hmm.
So for the most part, he's just doing that, just really thinking about it. And I would say that I would pretty much just think about have those thoughts until Gon eventually fell asleep for the night.
I will say, if there's anything you'd like to consult with Ravi, I would think about that for a bit as I jump back into Tybalt's thing.
Sure.
Tybalt, you are able to walk closer to the door here to the south, and this is where you kind of hear the voices coming from. And you said you'd like to move towards the door?
Yeah.
Cool. As you move towards the door, the second you get within about like 5 feet of it, it swings open. And you see Tiga, the dwarvish woman who is the smith nearby, and she's kind of caught off guard that you're there, and she's kind of surprised. She goes, "Oh, Tybalt, correct? Can I help you?"
Is anyone else in the room with her?
Doesn't appear to be.
And I'll say, "Oh, I was
Do you
looking
like do a quick look around, or
just sort of like as the door swings open, like look behind her to see if I see anything else. Just my eyes wandered behind her as I'm responding to her question. I say, "Oh, I was looking for apples for the horses. They like to we like to give them an apple before we go to bed to so that they don't get too antsy."
Mhm. And I'll say that she goes, oh yes, absolutely. Let me show you where. And then she like kind of wanders over to one of these barrels and like cracks it open. She goes, we have plenty of apples here. We get them from the town Fandolin nearby. There is an orchard there, Ettermath Orchard, that supplies us with our apples. We actually do a lot of business with Fandolin. Is it true that you were involved in saving Fandolin? It's something that I've heard around the rest of the staff.
And I say, "Yeah, yep, it's true. We were hired to take care of the dragon threat, and that we did."
She said, "Well, Stormlord, bless your travels. It's a dangerous path that you walked, fighting dragons and all. I can't imagine what other curiosities you all are up to."
I say, "Whoa, outside of finding and heading towards Leilon and helping them rebuild and build up to be as prosperous as Fandolin. This is the most curious thing that we've encountered so far. Which, speaking of, would you happen to have more information on these undead and why they attacked?"
And she says, she kind of like looks behind you a little bit to kind of just survey to see if there's anybody else in the room. And she says, "Now, Tybalt, you're a holy man, are you not?"
And Tybalt just does the one nod.
And she says, based on that shiny pendant you got there, I'd imagine that Lysander is your god. Well, I pray to the Stormlord, being from a lifestyle out on the seas. It's a very common deity to pray to for safety and travel out on the open water. As you know, there are plenty of gods in the realm. Some of them are not so good. I've heard rumors of cults doing their business on these coasts. In fact, you might have overheard me saying my evening prayers, something I do before bed. I know it might sound like a superstitious lot, but in my line of work, prayers definitely needed, and have oftentimes been answered. I don't want to ruin a good thing, so I continue to do so, even though we're inland now and far away from the Stormlord's Grand Sea. I still maintain my piety just in case. Tonight kind of reaffirmed that for me. Those ghouls, zombies, whatever they were. I've seen some things in my day, but that was otherworldly, to say the least. Um, I'd be very careful. I have heard rumors of cults working in the area. Um, and me and my buddies here, we're really just trying to look to start a new life and get away from all that trouble. We thought, small inland would keep us out of trouble, but it seems like there's trouble everywhere, not just at sea. And hopefully, you will be able to navigate your world the way we have in the past and stay out of danger. Although I feel like you're the type that jumps right into it, aren't you? And she kind of laughs and like pats you on the arm, gives like a hearty chuckle.
I say, well, I've never been the type to run away from danger, especially when others are in need. You mentioned reports of cults in the area. Is there a specific one that you know of or have heard rumors of being around?
And she says, I tonight kind of confirmed it for me. I've heard rumors of a cult of dead worshippers, people that are hell bent on taking over the world with an army of the undead. Now, I'm used to hearing these kinds of stories out on the water. It's not too often that you see them firsthand, and yeah, at this point, I don't know what to believe, but I believe a little bit of everything just in case.
I think that's safe. And
And she looks at you and she says, if you're going to be out there fighting the evils of the world, you're going to need to have some armor on. What's wrong with you, boy? You've got nothing but cloth. What is that? Some leather underneath, maybe?
Tybalt says, "Well, I tend to hide it, and I lift up the sort of cloak that I have on, and I show her the half plate that I have."
She goes, and I see you're smarter than you appear. Maybe that's a bad thing. She kind of like squints her eyes at you, almost like suspiciously, and then she kind of lets out a chuckle afterwards, letting you know that she's just kind of kidding. She says, "Well, if you're ever in need of having your armor touched up, you're welcome to come by my smith." She goes, and she kind of like opens the door a little bit, and you can see that she has some pieces of armor that are like on display on the wall. She says, I take pride in my work. I'm one of the best smiths on the Sword Coast. And you can see that her armor has like a trident on it.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm not really cut out for life at the end, but making armor is what I do good at. And lots of travelers need armor. And you can see that her anvil itself is like in the shape like of a dolphin. And like the hammer that she uses to like hit the like steel or whatever has like a giant lightning bolt on it, kind of like reminiscent of like Thor's hammer or something,
Yeah.
And she says, if any of you and your friends ever need any armor, just come find me. She's like, we got plenty for sale.
I think we'll if you're awake in the morning when we're about to head out, I think we may have need of your services. And I point to the anvil and say, "It's quite an interesting anvil. I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to make a dolphin sound come out of it.
And she kind of she like notices your little like hand motion or whatever it is that you do to cast the spell, and she says, she laughs at the sound. She goes, "Hi, beautiful animals. You know, when we're out on the open sea, sometimes they'd come up along the boats and jump out of the water, and I could swear that they were smiling at us, playing with us. It was a reminder that, you know, as difficult as the seas might be sometimes you just got to have fun. And I've always taken that to heart."
I've heard dolphins are quite beautiful creatures. I haven't seen one in real life myself, but I imagine it looks just like that.
Oh, well, if you ever find yourself out on the open water, Stormlord bless. The beautiful creatures. Hope you find them one day. And
And
they give you the same solace that they brought me.
I sort of wave and but before I leave, I say, have there's been something I've been talking to your the rest of your group here that has been out at sea, and some of them have had tattoos. Have you ever run into anyone with a magical tattoo?
I, you know, sea folk, sailors, take very much pride in their tattoos, plenty of which are indeed imbued with magic. Seen quite a bit in my day. Um, you know, Leilon being the settlement that it is in a keen position to be a great port town one day. You could help this steward of Neverwinter in his quest to rebuild the town and make it prosper. I'm sure you'll find plenty of seafaring folk who are able to get you connected with that type of magical artist.
And Tybalt, like, pretty much out of character, has like gets a big smile on his face, and he says, I've heard rumors ever since I was a kid of people with magical tattoos, and I've always had that desire to get one. I'm imbued with magic, but that's always just sort of stuck out and have felt envious of those that had one. So
And
I
she
yeah.
kind of chuckles and she goes, she goes, "You're not the straight and narrow kind of priest of Lathander that I thought you were you, Tybalt?" And she kind of laughs and you know hits your arm a little bit. And she says, "You're not quite what the what I would have expected. I'm not sure if even Savras would have seen that coming herself." She goes, "You're a man of many mysteries, Tybalt, and I've had a great night chatting with you about all of these curiosities. I hope you find what you're looking for."
And I say, and as do I, and may Lathander and Savras bless over you and your work.
And she says, "I good travels, Stormlord bless."
And I'll with that I'll walk back and grab a few of the apples and feed them to the horses as I before heading to bed.
Yeah, and you can see that Tiga just kind of goes back to her smith and is kind of uh, cleaning her tools, putting things away, kind of like shutting down for the night. Um,
All right, that's yeah. With that, I'll head to sleep.
cool. Is there anything you'd like to talk to Ravi about, Gon, before we take a long rest?
Hmm. As of right now, I don't think so. Just because again, there's not much to go off of. So, yeah, no.
I will say that as you are, laying in bed, your eyes are heavy, and you're starting to kind of drift off to sleep. You do hear the voice of Ravi in the back of your head, almost like a whisper. Um, and he is telling you the symbols here. You've seen them before, and that's all you get. With that, morning rises, morning comes, and you guys are all able to wake up with a long rest having been completed. So go ahead and complete that if you haven't already. You can hear the inn downstairs kind of fumbling together and starting to like come to life a bit, as some of the patrons have gone down for breakfast, and you can hear the horses are kind of neighing and coming to life a bit, and as people are getting ready to travel and all of those sorts, the world is yours.
I'll I'll just talk to Gon, um, and Ebrath and relay sort of the conversation I had with what was her name again?
Tiga?
Is Tiga?
Yeah, Teega. I'll put it in the chat.
And I'll just tell Gon. I don't know if you have a need for additional armor, or if you can if you can sort of withstand the additional armor that she can give, but it's always worth visiting. We can head there now.
And just the thought of Gone possibly getting something upgraded so soon because Ebreth did give him another piece of armor. I think to myself, oh well, yeah, that would be great.
Cool. Yeah, and as you come downstairs, what's Abrath doing? Is Abrath around? Hey, Brat. Hey, Brat. No? All right. Yeah, so as you are coming downstairs, you see that there are several patrons eating breakfast now. You can smell the smells of, chorizo and papas and beef and all the things you would smell for breakfast, cooked eggs and things like that. As you can hear Kurag kind of just like working away in the back. Bax is at the bar, kind of just like holding his head, just like miserable, trying to stay awake as he's like wiping the counter a little bit, but he's like, you can see that he's like kind of falling asleep here and there, like, oh, as he just looks to be in pain as he is just racked with a killer hangover.
I'm back. I'm back.
It's all good. Martisha is, just working away at her little desk, just calculating numbers and just her pen or her like quill or whatever she uses, furiously just like, and she is just completely business minded. Yeah, you guys walk down into the stables and are able to hear the beginnings of Tiga's work as she's kind of like getting her furnace going, pulling the tools out that she might need. You give a quick knock on the door, and she turns around. She says, Tybalt, good morning. And she says, Gone, I believe. Good day.
Good morning, Tiga. We've come to take you up on your offer. I don't know if you have anything more, or maybe we can swap for some new armor, but we're here to shop.
All right, what kind of armor are you looking for?
I'll turn to Gon and say, my partner here, Gon, he uses leather armor mostly, so not sure if you have anything of that sort that you can offer him.
Mhm. She says, leather's okay. She goes, I prefer plate mail myself, and she kind of like wraps on her like armor that she's wearing. It's very shiny, very like intricately designed. You can see like lots of like references to uh, like life out on the sea, storm clouds and sea creatures and waves and things like that. She says,
Is Ebreth with them as well?
yes, unless you don't want to be.
No. I definitely want to be there for this.
Cool. She says, I do have some leather armor. I have some padded armor as well. Let's see what else I have. I do have some studded leather. Studded leather might be the best you could find in a light armor type of sense. Are you?
What's your AC right now, Julio?
Right now, with my shield equipped, it is at 15. My armor,
just with your armor.
AC is 13.
Okay. So studded
Cool.
leathers.
So just so you know, studded leather is going to be 12 plus your dex modifier.
And that's better than regular. What is he just in regular leather armor?
Leather is 11 plus your dex.
Got it.
My dex is +0, so that makes sense.
Got it. So you're okay. Okay, sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
No worries. If you wanted to, can you wear medium armor or no?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I can, but I'm not proficient.
You'll be
in it.
at disadvantage for some stuff.
Correct.
Cool. She does have some medium armor. It looks like she has a breastplate, and that's going to be 14 plus your dex modifier. She has a chainmail shirt that's 13 plus your dex modifier.
That's medium, right?
Yeah. Half plate would be 15 plus your dex. Your dex is 0. So she also has some hide armor, which is 12 plus your dex, and some scale mail, which is 14 plus dex, and spiked armor is 14 plus dex as well.
As like where she's like kind of explaining her wares, I'm going to be kind of like strolling around the background looking at stuff, just kind of like enamored of like the tools. And I'm going to turn and say, you have anything like this? And I'm going to like open up my coat a little bit so she can see the what I'm wearing.
What are you wearing?
Adamantine half plate.
Adamantine half plate. She goes, this is some fancy steel here. She goes, unfortunately, I don't. Most of my armor here is pretty standard. If you have the means to get me some of the components, I would be more than happy to work on something for you. But alas, we're just a roadhouse on the side of the high road. Until a merchant comes in with some ore that I could use or some components, fortunately I'm at a disadvantage at the moment. She goes, but no. I can create a magical, wicked armor for you if you need it. I just don't have the parts I need. Get me those parts and it's yours.
Well, no worries. I'm gonna look over to Gon and say, I actually have if you do plan on buying yourself some studded leather, I'm gonna kind of like wiggle my fingers a little bit. Like, I can amp it up for you. We are going to be traveling with each other for a while.
And what's it called? So meta, you did craft me studded leather +1, which I'm currently wearing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I have that. I didn't realize if you had started wearing it already because I have it ticked off in my infusions.
Yeah. So I'm currently wearing that now. That's what's giving me the AC 13.
Got it.
And I say, yes. This is actually the one that you made me. It's fitting quite nice. And the workmanship is great, but after the last battle. I'm thinking if I got into some more engagements, it might be worth taking on a little bit heavier armor. Although I will say I'm um, not very used to heavier armor. And so meta-wise, like what I'm considering is even if I'm not proficient in it,
Taking
it
it.
still might be worth, putting on buying a half
Medium
plate
armor.
armor, something like that. Yeah, because it still does boost my
Yeah, I mean,
AC a
like
decent amount.
realistically, what is that going to give you a disadvantage in? You know what I mean?
Strength
And are you
and
going to
dex
use it?
checks, and I don't usually roll for strength or dex checks.
Right.
But for strength and dex saves, I guess maybe. And is it just regular half plate, Ronnie?
Yes, it would be regular half plate.
Okay. Just because I'm curious, I want to take a look at it. So I will say for in character, Gon says, what the hell? It's worth trying on. So, I'll change into it in the nearest fitting room / corner of the area. And
And
just
taking the
to,
half
she
just to
plate?
kind
try
of
it
laughs
on.
and she goes, pretty boy like you is a little shy around the ladies, huh? I know I have that effect on a few men in my day. She kind of like tosses her hair back and as she's like very obviously like joking with you.
Yeah, so meta, my overall AC would go from 15 to 17 with half plate. But of
No,
course I would be
no,
at
I can also enchant that. So
the half plate.
yeah, so I can enchant any piece of armor.
That sounds
Um,
So
terrible. I don't
that's
think you
what I'm
should do it.
telling you. That's what I'm telling you is whatever you
I think
get.
you should just stay with like light armor, dude. I mean, hitting you would be so hard.
So, dude, we kind of need to bulk up. We have no front liners. We gotta we gotta do what we
Yeah.
can. Yeah. So I'm just gonna explain that in character. Like, what I meant was, whatever you decide to get here, what I did to your studded leather last night, I can do that to whatever you buy. What I would do is just remove it from that armor, put it on the new one.
And I go, oh, I see. Understood. Huh.
And then meta
and
DM.
Tiga kind of like perks up when she hears you explaining that, Ebra. She says, the little one is a tinkerer, huh? She goes, you can tinker all you want, little gnome, but you'll never beat real forged steel. Your magic only adds so much. She goes, us smiths, we're the true artisans here. And she's kind of just like playfully, competitively kind of, bantering with you.
I'm gonna say, well, I'm somewhat trained myself, so I'm gonna sit down and whip out the all-purpose tool and transform it into a set of Smith's tools.
And she says, I see that. That's a good little set of tools if you it's a cute little set of tools and good for you. And she brings over like her heaviest like hammer and she like places it down in front of you. She goes, I'd like you to see you do the same with this.
What is she doing?
She's just like handing you her like hammer that she uses to like smash the steel on the anvil.
Oh, got it. I'm gonna take it and then try and do what she was just doing with it.
Give me a. I don't know what kind of check I want. I don't have anybody's fucking characters open either. Give me a.
Strength check.
Yeah, but I thought it would be like a specific one. I just want to read them over real quick before I make my decision. Acrobatics. Let's see.
Also, just FYI, I marked his half plate off in my infusions. So Julio, go ahead and you can equip that. Half
Well,
plate
I guess give
plus
me a
one.
performance check.
Thank you.
Performance check. Right, that's what it would be. Half plate was plus one.
Yeah.
Performance check. Okay, let's do it. All right. It's not my dump stat or anything. That is a 15 with a -1 modifier.
Not bad, honestly. And she kind of like cocks her eyebrow at you. She goes, "Wow." She goes, "For a little guy, you can swing a hammer. I'll give you that." And then she kind of she goes, "Keep up the good work, little one." Because I'm very curious to see what other magical creations you can come up with.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of lay the hammer down and then just kind of like fucking dust my hands off and be like, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Cool. Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Oh, are you buying the half plate?
Oh yeah, sorry. So I'm like already wearing it and like ready to go. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I
he's
still
about
have to
to walk
pay.
out the door.
Yeah. So,
yes.
so
How much?
before you guys are able to leave, she says, "Excuse me, Gone. Although we are very grateful for
She's like,
having stayed with us last
like-
night, I'm sure a man of your background can appreciate the price of a solid piece of art." She goes, "That's going to be 750 gold." Which you guys are fucking loaded right now, so
I'm not.
Haggle.
Dude, I'm
750.
I only got my starting gold.
As Mr. Charisma over here can get it down to
I was
100.
gonna say that's like I do is 250.
Like
So-
Greg from Pawn Stars.
So I totally agree. Yeah, and say, oh yes, this is some fine armor. And I will say I can put this armor to good use. And if you'd like, maybe I could take it off your hands for a little bit less. And if you'd like, anytime I get a chance, I can be your be the face for
Bro, are you offering
your
her
blacksmithing
exposure?
gear. I can absolutely tell people about the steel and armor that you make here and tell them where I got it and
You're legit
Find-
asking her to do it for the exposure?
and help maybe even get a little bit more people in this direction. I know this area is a little light on traffic these days, but with us going to Leilon, there could be some promising prospects that I can send this way.
And I'm
if you could,
gonna just tap him on the, or like put my hand on his shoulder and be like, "Yep, this guy, he's sold so much to so many people in Vandalin. See this face?
he slaps my back. He's like, this boy sold so many things.
yeah, this bad boy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna provide guidance.
God damn it! All right,
Mm.
Gone. Give me either
Let's go.
either a persuasion or a deception check, whichever you prefer.
All right, I'm gonna go with persuasion.
Okay.
And then what is
D4?
guidance? Gives me a D4.
D4, yeah.
14 plus that D4,
Plus 4.
3.
Nice.
So that's a 17.
Damn, let's go.
Instantly, you can see Tiga's brows just furrow as she starts to turn a bright red, as almost fuming. As anger starts to wash over her, you can see her like muscles just tense up, and she snatches the hammer out of Ebrath's hands, and she says, "You want to do what with my armor? for less than what I offered you. And she slams it onto the anvil and sparks fly. She goes, with everything we've done, everything we've provided for you, she goes, sure, you saved us. Sure, you helped out. You want to haggle on my prices. And she goes, I'll do it. You sell a hard bargain. She goes, you're a good looking lad. With my trident emblem on that armor, everybody would ask you where you got it. And I want them to know you got it from Tiga. Tiga, the master smith.
Tiga, I would be happy, honored, and grateful to tell everybody about your Tegan armor. Tegan, is that a good brand? Tegan armor?
Tegan and Sarah, bro.
It's funny you say that. It's a bit of my childhood nickname. My sister Sarah gave it to me when we were lads.
I was walking
The
with
Tegan
a
Terror.
ghost.
Yeah.
That song is still a gem.
All right, and I
she
say,
says, being a pretty boy that you are, and she kind of like pushes her hair behind her ears, and you can see that she has like these little like lightning bolt earrings. She goes, I also make jewelry, so if you ever have any pretty ladies you want to impress, she goes, I dabble in that as well. So come and knock in.
As Tiga's saying all this about Gon like being like pretty and stuff, like everybody's gonna be like kind of looking up at him, like seeing him for the first time, you know, and be like,
Yeah.
huh. Yeah, I didn't see it before, but yeah, you're right. He is pretty.
He goes, I mean, look at those eyes. Can you blame the cat girl?
Can you blame the cat girl? What color are Gon's eyes, by the way?
I gave him green eyes, I believe.
Nice.
Hot.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice. And are you like light complected or are you kind of dark?
I'm dark because I'm a wood elf. Wood
Got it.
half elf, excuse me.
Got it. Oh, is that and you got a little man bun going?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. I see you.
Cool. So she said, so basically she agrees to sell it to you for 500.
And I was gonna say yes, and don't think I wasn't going to take this without giving you anything in return. This is I don't even with you giving me the right to what's it called, to use this armor and to carry the Tegan name with me everywhere I go. I do want to pay you for the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into this armor, and I will happily and gladly gave Tiga the 500. So I'm going to go ahead and move that.
Cool.
And I will shake Tiga's hand, and
she gives you a very firm handshake for a small dwarvish lady.
And at the very end of the handshake, you can kind of see like if your perception's high enough, so maybe Tybalt will notice. Well, you'll notice a little like all right, vein in the neck, just kind of like trying to hold it together, trying to hold that firm handshake, but it's a little too tough on Gon's hand, so you can just see like the little you're just like oh, yes, thank you very much. Tybalt, you want to carry it away, and I'll just walk away. And again, if your perception is high enough, you can see, from behind my bag, just go.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you guys would like to discuss with Tiga?
I'm just gonna show Tiga I would have like pulled off my half plate and said, I really have, this is the best I can have. So, and you already sold your half plate to Gon. So, if you could just provide some maintenance or provide a little bit of your flair to this plate, then.
She says, Sir Tybalt, I'm offended. I'm offended that you'd walk into my smithery come in and look at my wares and assume that I only have one set of half plate armor. She like pulled out just like stacks of them, and they're all like emblazoned with her little like trident and with like the storm cloud behind it. And she says, "We're talking about Tiga here. I am a master smith." She goes, "You know what? For the bundle, I'll give this to you since your pretty boy there already bought one. I'll sell this one to you for a discounted price as well. Let's call it 400 and we'll be even."
And out of frame in the back, you just hear, "What?"
And I ask, is there anything you can do about the noise that it makes, the racket? Cause, and then I sort of like crouch down and like get back up, and you just hear the yeah.
She goes, "Well, unfortunately, you're gonna have to talk to your little friend over there for something like that. All I have is steel and a hammer."
And I say, fair enough. If I was looking to do an exchange and provide you this half plate for your half plate, what can you do?
As I said, I'll give it to you at a discounted rate of 400 gold, considering your buddy is buying some as well. As he said, the exposure will do me great.
How much did he buy it for? He bought it for 500.
Yeah, that's why when he said 400, I was like, "What?"
And I get no trade-in value for my half plate.
No trading. This isn't GameStop, bro.
She kind of like looks over, like over your shoulder, kind of looks around you and sees how far gone it is, and she says, "I'll give it to you for 300. Don't tell your friend."
Oh shit.
Does God hear?
Do it. Wait.
I don't know. Give me a perception check if you want to hear. Because she is talking stealthy.
13.
You,
Oh, sorry.
you can't
Sorry.
whisper.
Was. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just hear the whisper, but I can't make it out.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, you kind of hear it. You like at first you're like, did she say what I fucking think she said? And you have to like think about it for a second, replay it in your head. She's like, I think she said what I fucking think she said.
So I get 300, and then I get to keep the half plate that I have on right now.
No, you're trading that in.
That's a bullshit deal. Above table.
Dude,
That's a bullshit deal.
750. She's losing more than she's gaining from this.
I'm
For
trading
your
in.
fucking armor that has
I'm
fucking
trading
zombie
in.
guts all over it and shit.
But it's still good. All you need is to buff it out. It buffs out.
It buffs out.
So I tell her, all right, okay, I'll tell you what, do the 400, but I'll keep the half plate. I'll go into town and provide this to someone.
And she goes, I am offended.
I'm like, oh, what are you gonna do with it? You can probably, put it, repurpose
She
it,
like
melt
looks
it
at
down.
it. She's like, with half plate armor like this, I can hammer this into shape. Here, a nice little trident on it with the storm cloud behind it. That would look great on this.
And sell it for 500 or sell it for 700.
Yeah. Some dumb fuck will buy this for 750, no problem.
And I'll say, yeah, so let's just do a 1-for-1 trade. Split it. We're splitting it down the middle.
She goes, I already gave your buddy a discounted rate. I got to make my way somehow.
I say, okay, fine. I'll give you 300 and the half plate.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
And
What are we
I'll
doing?
say before we leave, I'll say, it was great. It's great doing business with you. If you have any armor that you would want to make but didn't have the necessary components, do you have a list of the components that we could potentially source for you?
She goes, as I told your friend there, You bring them to me, I'll make you your armor. She goes, let me get you a list of things I might need to make some armor that would be beneficial for you. That way, all your enemies will feel the Stormlord's wrath.
And sorry, so we said 300 for the.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll nod and say, "Well, we'll get it to you." Um, and I'll do you, based off of the conversation, who was the sort of head person of this group of people that we've been talking to, like the bar the barkeep and
Yeah, so
the
Martisha,
cook.
the half-elf woman, she's like the boss. She is the owner and operator of the inn.
But she wasn't part of the crew that was sailing, right?
Correct. The sailing crew was Bax, Tiga, and Kurog.
And Bax would seem like they were the.
He's kind of been like the face.
Yeah.
The night before, at least, he was kind of playing that role of being like, because you could tell Kurog is not really a people person. She
Yeah.
kind of keeps to herself. You gather that she might be like the muscle when needed. Kind of same with Tiga.
Mhm.
She the night before was very much kept to herself, only really interacted with Martisha.
Mhm.
However, you caught her in her in her zone. Like she loves armor, she loves smithing. She'll talk your ear off about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, she would kind of like shy away from regular conversation. Bax, however, seems to be very willing to talk to people.
Yeah. Okay.
More of like a charismatic kind of guy.
Right. So I'll say to Tiga, Tiga, since you're providing this list of materials that you're requesting, I'll be checking in from time to time to get to make sure that you don't need anything else and that the the tavern here is prosperous. And um, I'm not sure how you could reply back, but I'll check in periodically with you all, and I'll do it through you. So when I do, let me know if you're in need or if you need anything else in terms of material.
And she kind of stops you there. She goes, Tybalt, I appreciate it. To be honest with you, I'd rather you deal with Martisha directly. She is the owner, operator here, and I don't want to appear to be going behind her back in any way. I'm very thankful for the opportunity that she has provided us. She has helped us change our lives for the better and get away from the dangerous seas. Um, you know, a lot of what we have today we owe to her, and we would like to make some of those business arrangements, but uh, I'd rather be upfront. Have Martisha handle them. She handles all the paperwork here. That way we know it's a clean deal across the board.
No, not an essay, but okay. Don't want to get you in any trouble, so we'll do that. Thanks so much for your help and for the plate. And I'm saying that as I'm like fastening the buckles and
Yeah.
putting the plate, and I'll just
And
be
she's kind of
like,
like helping you, like
Yeah.
strap you in. She kind of like pounds on like the chest plate a bit. She goes, you look good in this armor.
and I instead of putting it under the robe, I'm putting it over the robe, so it's almost like cloak and then robe, and I sort of like move around and I say, I'm really gonna have to find something different than what I have. The clothing I'm wearing now is starting to feel a little outdated.
Yeah, and she says, ask your little friend about the armor he has there, that adamantine. That would really help with the noise. If you can get me some of that ore, I'd be glad to craft you a fine piece of armor.
I'm gonna hear that.
Sorry.
Obviously, I'm fucking right there, so I'm gonna hear that and say, well, I'm not too familiar with the area. I didn't this ore and this armor. The ore was mined in the Sunrise Mountains, and that's also where this was made. So I guess if you if you could tell me where we could mine some ore out here, I'm sure we could do that. I'm
And she says, unfortunately, Ebrath, I'm not quite fond or I'm not quite privy to some of that information as I'm kind of new to the area myself. We've only been landbound about several months now. I haven't really ventured too much further than Fandolin or the Starry Mountains here. But lots of travelers come through. If I gather any information next time I see you, I'll gladly pass that along.
well,
Any benefit to you is a benefit to me.
well, I don't really know exactly how long I'll be with these two or three, I guess, because Jinx is there. I am heading to Waterdeep after I accompany them to Leilon. So maybe on my way back if I find any ore. I hear it's a very, very large city, so maybe I'll be able to find some there.
Yeah, and she kind of like goes, hi, ore is great and all. What are you doing in Waterdeep? That is a dangerous town for little men like you.
I was told that there's someone there with information I seek.
Well, if it's information you seek, Waterdeep would be Waterdeep would be the place. There's like I said, it's a very big, very dangerous city. Be very careful when you go down there. Keep your wits about you. There are plenty of people who are willing to take advantage of you and your willingness to help.
Yeah, and I've gotten lost in this area for quite some time, but no one seems to know um what I'm talking about when I bring up kyber crystals. I was told before I left the Sunrise Mountains that there is an expert on the matter in Waterdeep, so that's where I'm headed.
She says, Kyber Crystal Day. Looks like there's more to you than meets the eye. She goes, Kyber crystals are a very powerful ore used in constructing magical items. You can get me some of that. I'll make sure all of your enemies feel the Stormlord's wrath.
Well, then maybe if this lead pans out, maybe I'll be back this way.
I hope to see you soon.
Oh, also, you wouldn't happen to have a pony or a mule that I could buy for 10 gold, would you?
A pony or a mule? Well, I do have a little buddy here. We call him Sebastian.
No way. That was
He's
my.
not for sale. We need
Oh
him
man.
for our trade.
Yeah, I
If
actually
we come
I
into an
had
extra, I'll keep you in mind.
I had a mule named Sebastian. He
Oh,
just
it's a good
actually
name.
he actually died when I was defending your tavern. So
Oh, I hate to hear that. We'll give your Sebastian a proper burial.
yeah, maybe I can buy something in Leilon. In the meantime, I'm gonna look over at Tybalt. In the meantime, do you mind if I hop on that wagon with you? I feel like we should probably get going.
Of course, just need to wrap up some loose ends inside and get some more of those tasty meat pies, and we'll be on our way.
Let's do it. Nice to meet you, Tiga.
Nice to meet you a lot too. Stormlord bless.
And I'll reconvert my all-purpose tool back into its regular form.
Cool.
All right.
Once we get outside of earshot from Tiga, Tybalt's alarmed at the fact that Ebrath knows about kyber crystals because it was new information to them. So he'll just say, "Ebrath,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know about kyber crystals?"
Well, I'll pull out like a really old, worn looking journal. and say, well, where I come from, there's um, quite a few artificers like myself, and there's been writings and rumors about them for quite some time. Um, I just decided that I kind of had exhausted um, all of the literature I had at my disposal at home. So I kind of wanted to seek them out for myself.
And Tybalt says you have to be careful with kyber crystals. It going and looking for them will send you down a dark path. Our friend that is lost, a kyber crystal powered him, and we
Powered him?
lost.
What do you mean?
He is a warforged.
And at that, his eyes are gonna kind of um uh like his eyes kind of open wide in surprise for a split second before he catches himself. A warforged out here?
I found him in his creator's shop, his creator slain, and he journeyed with me and with Gon for some time and was part of our group, but in our travels, he had a brother. He had a
What did this
twin.
warforged look like? I'm gonna cut him off right away. What did this warforged look like?
He was, slender, tall, about.
Bro, first of all, Blast was pretty buff, so let's fucking get that shit straight.
He became buff later. His the picture. He was
Oh, his original one, dude. I didn't realize you could fucking scale him out.
He's pretty slim.
He was skinny as fuck. Yeah, the first one for sure.
And so I'll
he
sort of
was tall?
describe like Blast to Ebrath. And say, he had blue eyes, right? He had blue like lights.
No, he had light, very light, like lavender.
Yeah.
Oh, and then also described his nega blast to him as well, to just to see if it like sparks some memory
And
in a breath.
I'll say, that sounds like a very peculiar person.
He is. They seeked him for his kyber crystal, and they took him. I don't know where. Part of our journeys is because we're looking for leads. We're looking to see where he might have gone.
Where did you lose him? And I'm gonna,
When
as you say that, I'm gonna kind of like open up the last couple pages of the small book that I have, and it's gonna be like kind of like a rough map of the area. Like I would say, Icespire Mountains to Waterdeep. It's kind of like a rough hand drawn map. Like not everything's to scale.
Yeah.
And there's kind of like little marks all over where I would have stopped as I was getting lost in the area on my way to like Waterdeep.
Let's say we fought the dragon at Icespire Mountain. We had a brief encounter at the tomb of a dragon, but that was our first interaction with his twin. But he was taken through a portal in Icespire Mountains, and I don't know where they could have taken him.
And the whole time he's not looking at you any longer as you're speaking, and he's kind of just looking at his little dots, and there's marks near those areas, like not necessarily at those areas, but near them. Like there would be a mark somewhat close to Dragon Barrow, the base of Ice Spire Peak. Not necessarily even in Phandalin, but nearby. Um, and he'll kind of look at the marks and just make a little note and kind of mutter to himself and close it, stow it back in his pack, and be like, well, uh, okay. Of course, yes. I'll be careful. We should get going.
Cool. Is there anything you guys would like to talk to any of the other staff members before you leave?
Just with I'll briefly stop by with Martisha. Not Martisha. I will stop by with Martisha, but with Kurog, to get some meat pies for the journey.
And as you like approach the bar, Bax is kind of still just holding his head and groaning. And as she sees you walk up, she kind of like comes out to the bar, like behind the bar with Bax, and has like a prepared like breakfast kind of on the go kind of thing for you, where a lot of her little like pies are. She has several of her meat pies kind of in like a hot pocket kind of shape, a little bit more readily available to eat on the go. And she's like, "Oh, Tybalt, thank you so much for," and all in her like half orc voice, you know, kind of like, "Oh, Tybalt, you know, very excited to be like presenting you the very specific and customized breakfast kind of hot pockets for you and your party."
Do they have little designs on them and stuff?
Yeah, like little lightning bolts, you know.
Nice. And I'll say, Kurok, thank you so much.
And she'll even point them out too. She's like, "Yeah, like instead of the regular slits, I did lightning bolts because you know, like we're all like sailors, you know, it's like our thing. Trident." She's like, "I tried to do a trident, but I messed up like 5 of them, so I just went with the lightning bolt because it was easier."
And I say, oh, keep trying. You'll get it one day. It gets very tricky because when it's cooking, the slits just open up and can make it like.
Bro, her slit's opening up. She very like her eyes just like light up as she like hears you. She's like, "Oh," and she's kind of stammering to herself. She's like, I didn't know you knew so much about cooking. That's kind of surprising. Wow, there's so much to you. Like I feel like there's just so much to learn about you. I don't know if I have enough time in the day to like get to know all of you. Like, wow, what an adventure you are."
And I'm like, well, I can't cook much, but I am a pastry connoisseur. I don't make them, I just eat them. So thank
And
you.
then like kind of like almost desperately, she kind of like pushes her hair back and she's like, "I can cook."
And I say, oh,
It's like Tony
as
Stark over here.
and I'll just reply to Kurag and say, yeah, yes, you
Looks
can.
good.
Everything
Looks
is very, very delicious. I say I'm going to talk to Martisha, so I'll be checking in with her every so often, making sure everyone, you all are okay and not in need of anything. But
Yeah.
please, if there's any concern, you can voice it through her. I'll be checking
Yeah, and
in.
you can see that like her like little snaggle tooth kind of just like catches her like upper lip and just like digs into it a little bit. And she's just like, "Oh, you're so cool." Bax is like still holding his head and just groaning as he's just like, "I don't know how you guys are standing. This headache is. I feel like Tiga's hammering her away at my skull with that stupid hammer of hers." And he like looks at you, Ebrath, and he's like, "Are you not?" Ugh. He's just like in pain as the like hangover is like too much for him to bear.
I'm gonna out of my bag. I'm gonna take out a little bit of my tea, and I'll take some loose leaves and set them down by him and say, Kurag, if you have some hot water to spare, I drink this tea for most everything. It
She's like, "Oh my god, I love tea. I will. Let me. I'll do it right now." And she like gets it and like runs off to the back to like start making some tea.
and to I wrote everyone else's names except for the this person.
Bax,
Back BAX.
Backes.
Okay, this is a weird way to spell it, but
I didn't make it up.
and I'll say, Bax, we talked very little last night, but we've gotten to know your group here, and they are very thankful for you getting them safely from your journeys on the open waters to now doing this. So I think you have a kind heart, and I'm going to be talking to Martisha about checking in on everyone. So if you all need anything, let her know, and it'll get to us.
And he just kind of like nods his head. He's like, "Yeah, yeah, man, for sure. Yeah."
And I'll say, and the tea will help. So you'll feel right as rain in an hour
And
or
he
so.
says, don't worry, Piebolt. This isn't my first rodeo, you know, out on the water.
I'll
All there really is to do is drink, so I'll be okay. And he's like, actually, and he looks over and he goes,
as
he
as
like,
a as we I walk, I'm literally gonna be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna walk out the door. Over my shoulder, I'll like manifest my cannon, but I'll manifest it as the HP gun, and I'll just fucking blast him real quick.
yeah.
And
And
then I'll walk
as
out
he
the door.
like, as he just like exits his bowels through his mouth into like the pot or whatever, he gets hit with like the temp HP blast, and he's like, "Oh fuck, man, that's what I fucking needed, man. Like, oh, I've been waiting to throw that up for hours." And he's just like, "Oh, I feel so much better. You guys want a drink?"
A little hair of the dog.
Yeah, just to get your morning up to speed.
And I'll sort of nudge Ebrath and be like, I think he's your guy.
I was like, you know what? I don't want to. I do want to get on the road, but and I'll pull out like a little flask. Actually, like I'll pull out like a regular human-sized flask, so it's the fucking looks huge. It looks like the almost like the Sam Riegel giant flask that he has in Critical Role sometimes.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, and he'll fill that up for you.
Cool.
Cool.
I'll be like, can you make sure it's that that special gnomish wine? I'd never had it before last night, but it's really good.
He goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "If you ever find yourself in Fandolin, there's a couple gnomes, Dibblestib and Faddledob, or Faddlefib and Dibble. I don't know. They're
But
your peeps, not mine."
you had it right the first time.
So
Yeah,
how
I
many
don't remember.
how many charges of that wine would that flask hold?
5.
5. Fuck yeah. Perfect. All right. And I'm gonna make my way out and go to the wagon.
Cool. Is there anything like of importance that you would like to talk to either Bax or Martisha about? Otherwise, I would
yeah.
say let's get going.
Okay, just Martisha just relaying that I'll be checking in. And
Yeah, absolutely. And she mentions that Tiga has since come up and kind of let her know that you guys are going to be checking in. She thanks you for any help that you might be able to provide going forward, and welcomes you to stay at her inn whenever you guys are in the area. But otherwise, wishes you a safe journey and let you get on about your day.
Okay.
Cool. As you guys saddle up and get in your wagon, you guys get moving. It's about 20 miles south of the inn to Leilon. As you guys travel, nothing really of note. You guys are traveling along the high road, which is like the main road that kind of connects Waterdeep and Neverwinter. I got the map up here. And I will say that the Wayside Inn is about right here. I don't have like a actual label for it, but that's about where you guys are. And where you're going is about right here. I don't know if you guys can see that on the map.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. So it's about 20 miles. You guys are able to make the travel just fine. You guys do see some passersby here and there that are just, people in wagons, fully, stocked up with stuff. Nobody really stops to talk to you at all. You can see that some of them look like merchants, kind of traveling with their wares. Some of them are like farmers, kind of like herding like sheep along. Just the general travel that you would see on a really busy road such as this.
As we're passing by south, anybody who's headed north, I just take a moment to call out to them and say, "Hey, if you guys are looking for a spot to rest, there's an inn up north. They'll gladly take care of you. It's very nice people. And if you're looking for a little bit extra, some plate, and I'll just like knock on my chest, just like, you can get some of this Tegan steel.
Nice.
We've been using it for a little bit of time now, and gotta say the craftsmanship is great. And you know what? If your missus or your children, daughters, looking for any jewelry, that Tegan does that. Tiga does that as well. So head on up there to Tiga's blacksmith shop. Great work, great craftsmanship, great dwarf, great inn. Check it out, check it out. And at this point, like, the distance from like where the carriage is to the people is already just far distance, and I'm just yelling at myself.
Yeah. Cool. Give yourself inspiration.
Thank you.
That was dope. Cool. As you guys are now traveling along, you see you're able to see what looks like the town, the settlement, kind of off just in the distance. Maybe another. You're getting close. You can see kind of the established like walls that have been built a little bit. You do notice that there is a large crowd gathering outside of the town, just north of the town. About I don't know, like 500 feet away from town gates. There seems to be a bit of a commotion as you get closer. You can see a lot of the people are moving with like a hurried kind of pace. You kind of gather that a lot of people are kind of raising their voices. People are being very animated with how they're trying to be heard. As you are now getting within earshot of this, you can hear a lot of people calling out about the safety of the villagers. What are we going to do? How can we stop this from happening? What's being done to solve this problem? A lot of voices are kind of over each other, arguing back and forth about the best course of action. And you see that, yeah, it's about like roughly 50 people just standing in a clearing just off the high road, kind of like where the forest to the northeast and like the swampland to the southwest kind of give way to the grassland, which kind of goes along the high road there.
Are they addressing someone?
It seems like they're all kind of talking amongst themselves. It looks like they're all kind of looking inwards to the circle as they kind of like mill about in panic. Some of them are kind of shaking in fear. Plenty of them are shouting in anger. How would you like to move forward?
Is it what's a volume level of the crowd? Is it like shouting or?
Yes, shouting.
Okay.
If the carriage is slow enough, I want to address Tybalt and say, uh, is this the place? Do we know what's going on? I can do some reconnaissance if not.
By the people freaking out, I think we found the place. Let's
Is that a
let's get
fucking
their
body on the
attention.
floor?
Don't mind the body. It's just
Straight up, there's just a dude dead on the floor, bro.
the body isn't there.
No, just let the bodies hit the floor, all right?
Fuck.
We're just gonna.
No, very much. Mind the body. So yeah, you guys approach this crowd as you are able to kind of like get closer. You guys are free to do what you'd like.
Well, as I was saying to Gon, I'm gonna say let's get this group's attention, shall we? I'll let you do the talking. I won't wait for a response. I'm just gonna like use thaumaturgy to, very much in the spirit of like thunder and lightning. I'm gonna make it sound like a lightning crackle, like right at our location.
Sure. As you, in true Tegan armor fashion, you just hear a loud, thunderous boom as there's like a large flash of what looks like lightning kind of behind you guys, very dramatically, very like cinematic kind of moment. As the first kind of like layer of people kind of stop and like look kind of behind and see you guys walking up, and you can see that they're all kind of just like nudging each other, kind of being like, oh, who the fuck is this now? You know, kind of like, yo, check this out kind of deal.
And so yeah, the all eyes are on us. I will hop off the carriage and take a few steps forward. And yeah, I mean, I'll just address the people and say, excuse me, what's going on here?
As you do so, you can see that a lot of the crowd kind of starts to like open up. You kind of part the Red Sea a little bit, and you're able to work your way into what appears to be like the people in charge. You gather just by the way everyone is trying to kind of get their attention. They're all kind of looking at these people kind of for instruction or help. And you hear a loud voice kind of yelling and booming over the others as you see a small dwarf woman kind of yelling at the others. There's what appears to be like a town guard beside her, a human town guard, sorry. There's a halfling that's kind of in the inner circle as well, and a half-elf woman who appears to be very like a fisher type of kind of appeal. You can tell that they're like out on the water. They have a bit of like sea salt smell to them. As they're all kind of like arguing amongst themselves. You hear this loud booming voice kind of demanding that they all kind of shut up and listen. Yeah, I mean, what are you guys doing?
Well, I mean, I asked what's going on here.
Oh, sorry. Yes. As you are inching your way through the crowd and getting closer, you hear this loud voice of this dwarf woman, and you can hear her saying, I need all of you guys to stop what you're doing. Let's take inventory. Is everybody here? Is everybody accounted for? And you hear the crowd kind of responds, oh, we can't find so and so. Lala's missing. Oh, last we saw this person, blah blah blah. And she says, not all at once, one at a time. And
before the dwarf can turn back to address us, I'm going to whisper over my shoulder to Robbie and say, Ravi, it seems like some people are missing. Any sort of movement that isn't around our area. Um, See if you can find anything like that. That's movement away from this big crowd and report back. And I'll just, let Ravi fly and he's invisible,
Absolutely.
reconning the area.
And he's for sure reconning the area. Now that you're kind of closer, some of the like regular townsfolk are kind of addressing you, and you gather that this is the town of Leilon, and these are its inhabitants. They've all been ushered outside by the town guard as they appear to be under some sort of attack or invasion. And they've all evacuated the town to safety. This is kind of where they've chosen to gather to kind of figure out what to do next.
Yeah.
And the dwarf lady is kind of at this point she's just like, all of you guys need to shut up. We got to figure everything out. Everybody just calm the fuck down, all right? Like, we know that it's scary, but just stop what you're doing, breathe. Let's be calm. Let's just figure everything out. Let's make sure everyone's here. Is anybody seeing anything happening? As we're evacuating, is anything to report? We know that there was something at the fisheries. Anything else in town? And one of the stonemasons says, she kind of yells over in the crowd, and she says, "It's the swamps. There's something happening in the swamps, in the marshlands. There's some weird people out there." Another stonemason says, some of the fishing folk were out on their skiffs in the marshland. They're returning, and they look to be damaged. And a lot of the crowd in the general vicinity is kind of kind of agreeing with him, and kind of pounding their chest and into harumph.
And Gon will step forward and I'll say, it seems you're missing people, and there's also something going on in the marshlands. The people who are missing, are they from? Do they carry the same trade, skillsmen?
And with that, now the dwarvish woman can finally kind of address you, Gon, as she's been so focused on kind of corralling the crowd. She now sees that you guys have made your way up to their inner circle, kind of through the crowd, and she doesn't recognize you. And so at first she kind of looks at you and it's kind of like, what the fuck, who are these people? But then you gather that she's kind of a bit of a leader. She has the wherewithal to make hard decisions kind of on the fly for the betterment of the greater good. And she kind of looks at you and assesses you three, and she kind of decides that at this point she'll kind of take whatever help she can get.
Yeah.
And she says, sorry, we're under attack. This just happened. We've all evacuated outside of town to safety. Some of the town's guard is checking the safety of the town. Is everyone here? And at this point, you see a golden scaled, large dragonborn kind of step forward. Very, very tall, very broad, the way a dragonborn would. You can hear the breath of this dragonborn just kind of escaping its nostrils, as in a very deep voice you hear, I'm sorry, the children, there are two children. I apologize. May the Morning Lord forgive me. We're missing two children. Smithwell and Burness aren't here. They were right behind me when we left the town, I swear. They were following me. Once we got out here, I turned around and they were gone. I'm not sure what happened to them. And this sends the crowd into panic again as they start to just clamor and murmur amongst themselves. Voices are being raised as the dwarvish lady is now berating the crowd again. Everybody shut up! Everybody shut up! And no one seems to be listening as panic grows. And it's at that point that you see there's a human towns guard who takes a spear and kind of like slams it into a shield to kind of like make a loud clanging, like banging noise to kind of get everyone's attention as he kind of just tries to rein the crowd back in. And the dwarf says, I apologize, stranger. It looks like our children are missing. I don't know who you are, but I don't really have the time. I'm sorry. We got to figure this out. Like, and she starts addressing the crowd again. She's like, who can help? Who can go out into the city and find these kids? We don't know what dangers they're in. We might still be under attack. We need to ensure their safety. Who's willing to go? As she's now addressing the crowd, just trying to get volunteers to kind of head back into danger to save these children, essentially.
And I'll take this like moment where maybe not a lot of people are speaking up and take another step forward, and I'll say, I volunteer. I volunteer along with my allies, and I'll look back at Tibble and sorry, Andre, what's your character's name again?
Ebreth.
Ebreth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I volunteer along with my allies here, and I'll look at Tibble, Ebreth, and I'll look directly at the dwarf. I make eye contact, nod my head, and then just take a moment and turn and face Tibble. And I put my hand on his shoulder. And while I put my hand on his shoulder, facing away from the crowd, I close my eyes and I commune with Ravi, and I tell him about the two kids, to look out for two small children within the town, still somewhere around there, and to only focus on the children for now.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And with that, yeah, I'll just turn back.
I will say that you can definitely do so. However, that would require Ravi to kind of leave you.
So the town is a little bit further down.
Yeah, you're just outside of the town, but to like go into the town and look around for the kids,
right.
Far away from you.
So I would say then to keep an eye out for two children, while also not flying past his maximum limits. So
yeah, and you know what? And I'll even say, just for the sake of this environment or the situation, I'll lift the limits on whatever his thing is. Like I would say that he would easily be able to kind of go into town and take a look around for these children while maintaining his presence in this realm. Like his magic isn't going to dissipate if he gets too far away from you in this instance.
And I will readdress the dwarf in this situation while Ravi's doing this thing and say, my ally and I here were sent here. We received that your town required aid, and along the path we added a new ally. So we have a few here. We're here to help. So whatever you may need, we volunteer first.
And the dwarf kind of speaks up, and she says, "At this point, I'll take all the help I can get. We seem to be under attack. I'm not sure from who or from what. That's not the most uncommon thing in these parts." And right about that moment, you see that there is a wagon that's kind of coming out from town, and it's making its way up the road towards you guys. All the while, the crowd is very focused on the conversation at hand.
Is Gon still like orging or?
No.
He's broken that now, and he's like in conversation with the dwarf.
Okay, I'll just I'll tap on Gon and say we have incoming.
And him saying that, I'll just ready Eldritch Blast if I see a hostile, but more so for a defensive position.
Cool. Yeah, as the wagon draws closer, you Tibble, you see that the driver of the wagon doesn't appear to be in like commoner's clothes. He appears to be a little bit armored up. And at that moment, you hear the whizzing of several arrows coming through you and into the crowd, hitting some of the townsfolk as three of the citizens kind of just collapse in pain as arrows are sticking out of their chest. And I need you guys to all roll initiative.
Fuck.
Uh,
Are we gonna have? Gun rolled a 10.
I'm sorry, you rolled a 10 gun?
Correct. And just heads up, I'm gonna have to head out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to just get to this right away so we could kind of move it along. What did everybody else get?
What are we rolling?
Initiative.
initiative.
Oh, initiative.
17 for me.
Let's see. That's a 16 for me.
Cool. And right away at the start of the encounter, several of these knights in armor kind of jump out of this wagon as they are looking to ambush you guys of sorts. Where did that go?
Fuck these fools, bro.
Cool. Yeah. Knight A is going to run out and make his way towards you. Oh, also, I'm going to say, for the sake of safety, all of these townsfolk are now gone. They're ran away.
They took off. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
they
Okay.
helped the ones that were injured and are now running away to safety, leaving the three of you here. Cool. Yeah, so Knight A is going to run out and run his full movement. And do they have any? No, they don't. Okay, cool. Yeah, Knight A and Knight C are both going to run out their full movement. After that, it's going to be Tybalt, followed by Mathor Ebrath.
Okay. I am. I'm gonna like move step in front of Gon and plant my feet into the ground and sort of do like with one hand I'll grab my amulet, with the other hand I'll sort of like swing like I'm gonna do a chopping motion and reach down and just do a downward slam. And from the ground you see just flame just rise up in a line just straight down, and I'm gonna cast Wall of Fire. That is 120 feet is the area. And it's gonna be, can I rotate it? Or how can I?
Click on it, and then
That's
on
cool.
the left, you can see where it has like a little like
Oh,
rotation.
okay. Is this 120 feet?
No,
No, that's not even close. That's like 50 feet.
Yeah, I just don't have anything that big.
Gotcha.
Like that.
So it's gonna be something. Whoa. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Damn.
It's gonna be something like that, so that I hit and divide the group. And the
Okay.
how wide it is
I think it's 5 feet wide, right?
5 feet
Or
wide.
10.
Yeah, if you want to go back to the original spacing, and then 20 feet high. The wall You can make the wall up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. What's the damage on that? And what do is it like a deck save? I'm guessing.
Each creature in the area must make a dex save throw or take 5d8 fire damage.
Okay, so I'll say for sure. Who is this? Darktide C, Darktide B, and Archer C all take are all caught in the initial thing. What is it? A deck save? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Dexterity save 17.
Okay, well, Darktide Knight fails. Darktide Knight number 2 fails, and the Archer down there. He fails as well. They all fail, so they take full damage.
All right, they're going to take 30 points of damage.
30 points of damage.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was Darktide C and B. Okay, good. 30 points of damage. Yeah, as this wall of fire just like erupts from Tybalt's staff and just like carves its way through the landscape and just catches the three of them unawares as they are just now engulfed in flames, screaming at the top of their lungs as they thought they had the drop on you. You had the drop on them the whole time. Is there anything else you want to do?
I'll turn to Gon and say, you know what to do. Stay close. Push him in. That's
Cool.
it.
All right, Gon. I mean, sorry, Abrath, it's your turn, followed by Gon.
I'm gonna move over here. And take a shot at Archer B. Oh yeah, it's way within range. Okay, so I'm gonna take a shot at him with my all-purpose tool. I'll raise my right hand and let's try and snipe him. That's a 13 to hit.
Cool. 13 does not hit.
Okay. And then I'm going to take another shot, lift my left hand and shoot with my Eldritch Cannon.
Okay.
That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Perfect. And that is it's 10 damage.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
Nope, that'll be my turn.
All right, Gon, it's your turn, followed by some baddies.
Okay. I'm going to. All right, Gon's gonna move here, and I'm gonna target Dark Tide A, and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him.
Got it.
That is a 16 hit,
That hits.
and that is 13 damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move him in a straight line, 10 feet away, with my Eldritch. What's it called? Repelling Blast.
Yeah.
And I will hit him once again with the same thing, Eldritch Blast. 26 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
That is 11 points of damage. And I'll move him another 10 feet.
Got it. Yeah, he's knocked back pretty far. All right. Is there anything else you want to do?
Yes, so that was 15 feet of movement. I'm going to move, I think it's like 10 feet back. Yeah, pretty much just go back close to Tybalt. That'll be my turn.
All right. Up next is Archer A. Archer A is down here. He's gonna move up and get a little bit closer underneath this tree here. He's gonna take a shot at you, Gon. Let's see, Archer A, getting A. Getting an 8 to hit on the first one, so misses, and then getting an 18 to hit on the second.
Damn. Beats meets. So that hits.
All right, so then I need you to take 8 points of piercing damage.
And
After
we had
that,
music off this whole time.
oh, bummer. After that, Archer B is going to come up here behind this little like tree here, and he's going to take a shot at you, Ebrath.
Let's do it, bitch.
Getting a 20 to hit.
Fucking hits, bro.
Cool. I need you to take 18 points of piercing damage.
18? Is that a crit or what?
No. Getting an 18 or sorry, a 24 to hit on the second shot,
Fuck, dude.
and you
So,
take an additional 6 damage.
damn, son. So that's 24 damage total.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Um,
That's bro, that's fucking half my HP. Who was that? Archer B?
yeah.
The guy that I fucking hit?
Yeah.
He's taking revenge. I get it. Understandable.
Okay. After that is going to be Dark Tide B. He is this
Really
guy here
helpful
that's
to
on
have a
fire.
fucking tank.
He is going to use his full movement to try to get away from it. Getting out here. That's about as much as he can do. He doesn't have any long range attack. After that is Archer C. Archer C is on fire as well, and they are
Oh yeah,
going.
fuck these fools.
They're going to run over here. Let me change this to. Cool. They're going to run over here underneath this tree, and they're going to take a shot at you, Tybalt, for setting them on fire. And getting a 12 to hit on the first one.
Does not hit.
And then a 16 to hit on the second one.
Does not hit.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's their turn. After that, we're back up to the top with Dark Tide Knight A. He is this guy down here. He's going to use his full movement to get right up here by this other guy. Dark Tide B. That's going to be his turn. Dark Tide C is next. And he's going to get out of the fire. And he's going to use his full movement to get up here and take a shot at you, Ebra.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a 15 to hit.
No hit.
All right. And then takes a second swing at you, getting an 18 to hit.
Hits.
All right. I need
Fuck.
you to take 7 slashing damage.
Fuck, dude. All right.
After that, it is Tybalt with
That's
Ebra.
you said slashing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Since Dark Tide C ended his turn within 10 feet of the wall on this right side, he's going to take an additional...
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, there's a secondary effect.
Cool, yeah.
An additional 5d8 fire damage.
Well, then all of them would, right? Because they're all within.
It's ending their turn on the right side.
So
like
Edgar
on
gets to
this
choose
side.
a side of the
Yeah.
wall that
Oh,
they
okay.
take damage
I
from.
see.
So left side guys are safe. Right side
Cool.
guys are
How much was that?
Another 5d8.
Fucking hell,
5d8?
bro.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah, man. That's. Whew. Roll it.
17 points.
Okay. Yeah, as he was previously engulfed in the fire before, he runs away from it. in his pain is just not able to get as far away as he can, as the like heat from the wall is just really emphasizing like the already like burned parts of his flesh and just like searing that in as he is just racked with pain. He's looking pretty rough now.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Cool. I am. Let's see. What do I want to do? I'm gonna move 30 feet of movement. I'm gonna turn to Ebrath and say, Ebrath, this side, and I'll run over to meet Dark Tide B. And from here, I will channel divinity.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And it's gonna catch Archer A, Dark Tide A, and B. That's it.
Archer A, Dark Tide B, and Dark Tide A.
Oh, actually, Dark Tide C too, because it's within range, is within 30 feet.
Cool. And what are we doing?
They need to do DC 17 con save.
Okay, Dark Side C, con save. Fails. Archer A.
Yep.
Succeeds.
Okay, so it'll be half
And
damage.
then Dark Tide A fails, and then Dark Tide B fails as well. So the Archer succeeds, the 3 Dark Tide Knights fail.
All right. If they failed, they take 23 points of damage. If they succeeded, they're taking 11.
$11?
Yeah.
All right. So as your radiant energy just like shines out past you, the Dark Tide Knight C is just overcome with his injuries and is dead. The other 2 Dark Tide Knights looking pretty rough.
All right. I'm going to bonus action bring out my spiritual weapon
Fuck.
on B and swing.
Go ahead.
So where the heck did it go? There it is. That is a 21 to hit
Absolutely hits.
and does 13 points of damage.
Cool. As your spiritual mace comes through the like ether and into this realm of existence, it just like clocks the side of this Dark Knight's Tide head as like the force of it just like rips the head off the torso a little bit as he just falls to the ground. Its blood starts to shoot out. He's dead.
And Tybalt is same as last time we fought, is giving no emotional indication of how he's feeling. He's just determined to just kill all of these enemies.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay. Up next is Ebrath, followed by Gon.
All right, so I'm going to move over around after Tybalt's call and kind of move a little closer to him. I can see through the wall of fire, right? Or no?
I would say that your vision is like a little bit distorted, but you could see, it's just the way flames naturally kind of dance around.
Got it. So seeing like this like debris right here, I'm going to lift my all-purpose tool, and there is going to be like an aura of like, I would say, faint green telekinetic energy surrounding one of the, I would say maybe like a basketball sized stone. It's gonna like slowly rise up, and then I'm gonna catapult it at Archer B.
Okay, cool. What does that do?
That so that is going to so the stone can be no larger than 5 pounds. It flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in a direction that I choose before falling to the ground, stopping early. So basically, he has to do a dex save 17. If he
Okay.
fails,
Well, he fails. So.
Okay, cool. So that's gonna be I'm casting it at second level. So that is gonna be 4d8.
You roll it.
That is 18 damage.
Perfect. As this like boulder just like collides into his chest, and you hear a very audible.
And then I'm still going to raise my left hand and shoot with my Eldritch Cannon.
Okay.
That is a 22 to hit.
Hits.
Let's go. That's 11 damage.
11 damage.
Oh, also I forgot. Can I still add my 1d8 for my catapult?
Sure.
All right, so that's just because I'm using my arcane firearms. It's an additional d8
Correct.
damage. And that is a 1, so extra 1 damage.
Hey, every bit helps.
How's he looking?
He's okay. He's definitely taking some hits. He's a little bit worn, but he otherwise healthy.
Got it. Okay.
Cool. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, that's my turn. I moved over. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Gone. It's your turn. And also, if you need to leave, like that's totally fine.
Yeah, is Archer A in the tree or is he on the ground?
No, he's on the ground.
Okay. That case, I mean, I'm just gonna walk over here. Feet. Gonna walk here and in between Tibble and Ebrath, and I'm gonna target Dark Tide A.
Right.
And I'm gonna hit him with some Eldritch Blasts. First hit is 17.
Hits.
That is 13 points of damage. And I'm gonna
Alright.
knock him back 10 feet in a straight line.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Dark Tide A was the one I was targeting.
Oh, Dark Tide A. I thought you meant the Arcane. All right, cool. And that puts him into the fire for sure.
Okay.
And he's gonna take that damage.
And for the second one, I am.
Oh, and I'm sorry, you said you did 11 damage to Dark Tide A?
13.
13, even better. As you hit him with your Eldritch Blast, he goes flying and just is engulfed in flames as his dead body just falls. And you can see just like the skin just boiling and like blistering and like eating away
All right.
as he's dead.
And was the final blow from my Eldritch Blast?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Again, your HP.
get my
So sick.
temp HP with Dark One's Blessing. I'll gain 11 temp HP. And that second Eldritch Blast, I will target Archer A.
All right.
And I had already pre-rolled it. Do you want me to re-roll it?
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. The hit was 19.
Hits.
And the damage is 7 points of damage.
Archer. All right. Are you moving him?
I'm not going to move him.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And that's my turn, and I have to go, guys.
All right. Cool, man.
All right.
Thanks for playing.
Peace out, bro.
Yep. See you guys. And I don't know if somebody else wants to share, but I stopped sharing the battle screen. But yeah. All right, guys.
Cool.
Good sesh. I'll catch you guys later.
Peace.
Have fun, man.
See
Good
ya.
day work. All right. After that is going to be Archer A. Archer A is going to go ahead and take a shot at you, Tybalt.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Getting a 17 to hit.
17. Here, I'm just switching it up. Does not hit.
Okay, cool. Damn. All right, cool. Both of his arrows are just like whiz past you, having gotten hit by John's Eldritch Blast. He's just aim is off. After that is going to be Archer B, who is right over here, and he's going to take a shot at you, Ebra.
Oh.
Getting a 22 to hit.
Fucking hits, bro.
All right, and just take 5 piercing damage.
Hey, so when you share a screen like this, will this reflect in the video?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's cool. So we just got to make sure someone's sharing at all times.
Yeah.
Cool. He's gonna take a second shot at you, getting a 22 to hit.
Fucking hits again, bro.
All right, I need you to take another 5 damage.
Okay, so as that second, was it an arrow? Is it the archer that hit me?
Yeah, arrows.
Okay, so as that second one impacts, let's say the other one's kind of skinned me or whatever. This one impacts, and as it impacts like my leg, instead of my blood is a slightly different color than it was with the earlier impacts. It's more of like has like a silvery sheen to it.
Okay. Cool. Up next is going to be Archer C, followed by Tybalt. Archer C is going to take a shot at you, Tybalt. He misses. I get an 11 on the first one, and then getting a 22 to hit on the second shot.
And that was C?
Yeah.
Okay, it hits.
All right, I need you to take 12 damage.
Okay.
And then we're back up to the top with Tybalt, followed by Ebra.
Let's go.
I am once again gonna reach for my amulet. Once again, gonna reach for my amulet, and this time I am in the same motion. Gonna drop concentration, and as the firewall like starts to dissipate and just like snuff out, a beam of light is gonna head in Archer B and C's direction, and I'm gonna cast Fireball on them.
Fuck, let's go.
Fireball. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. I forgot you have those.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So what do they have? Their deck saves, right?
deck save. Deck save 17.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. B passes
Okay.
and C fails.
All right, they're gonna take 32 points. The one that failed, the one that passed takes 16.
All right. Yeah, that was rough, man. As the fireball erupts, you can see Archer B just like narrowly is able to like put his back like behind the tree, kind of away from you, putting the tree between you and him. But the engulfing flames still just kind of wrap around and are able to burn him. Archer C completely caught unaware as they try to like dodge out of the way, like they just weren't aware of their surroundings and bump into the tree, take a full blast. As Archer C is looking pretty rough, Archer B is not looking great either.
Okay, bonus action, my spiritual weapon is gonna move towards A and swing at them.
Okay, roll it.
For a 25 to hit
Hits.
and 13 points of damage.
Okay. Cool, yeah, as the mace just like teleports over and just catches him right in the chest and almost like lifts him off his feet a little bit. He's able to like maintain his like standing, but taking the full damage.
All right.
Anything else?
No, that's it. I'm gonna stay in front of Ebrath, and noticing that he's hurt, to say, Stay behind me.
Ebra, it's your turn.
All right. I am going to. So it's just BC. All the archers are left, right?
Yep.
And which of them is the most hurt?
Archer C looks to be like coughing up a little bit of blood, breathing heavy. Archer B is looking worn for wear, but still has like a glint of hope behind his eyes. Archer A is still very confident.
All right. So I'm going to focus on Archer C, and I'm gonna let loose my Scorching Ray.
All right. Is that the one that's 3 different bolts?
No.
Okay.
It should be, right?
Oh no, sorry, not Scorching Ray. Sorry, I was Firebolt is what I was thinking.
Mm.
And I think it's a miss. It's a 13.
That's a miss.
That's a what?
Miss.
Okay. And then I'm gonna use my Eldritch Cannon.
Okay.
That's a 17 to hit.
Hits.
All right.
On C, right?
Yeah, this is the most hurt one. See,
Okay, cool, yeah.
that is a 16 damage. Fuck yeah.
All right, as the blast is able to just like hit the archer, and he goes flying as like you can see just parts of his like one of his arms is like blown off. Part of his torso kind of rips open as the concussion from the blast is just too much. He falls to the ground dead.
Fuck yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
C is down.
Yeah, he's down.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and play for Julio because there's only 3 of you guys, and I don't want to completely disadvantage you guys. And I'm just gonna do fucking Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch
A?
Blast. Yep.
What's his roll thing?
Let's see.
I got it right here.
Okay. I was gonna pull up a sheet.
That's what I'm doing. Cool. For his Eldritch Blast, he's got a +7. Nope. So he's gonna aim at A down there in the south. He gets a 12, which misses, and he's gonna shoot his second Eldritch Blast, getting a 9 that misses. Sorry, Julio. I fucking tried, bro. All right, yeah, cool. After that, it is going to be Archer A, and he's gonna go ahead and take 2 shots at you, Tybalt, since you're the closest.
Yep.
Getting a
You
24
said-
to hit.
Archer A, right?
Yeah.
I'll react with the flare.
Do I have to do it again with disadvantage?
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Nice.
Damn. Getting a 17 to hit. Misses on the
Misses.
hit. All right.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a second shot at you.
Okay.
Getting an 8. Misses again.
Misses.
After that, Archer D. Or, I'm sorry, B is going to
Archer D. from,
What'd you say?
From left field.
Yeah. Archer B is gonna run up
Fucking
this way
off the map, bro.
Yeah.
and take a shot at Ebra.
Ah, this bitch. He has it out for me, bro.
Yeah. Cool. He's gonna take a shot at you, Ebra, getting a 7 to hit on the first one.
Hey,
Second shot is going to be a 23 to hit.
fucking hits, bro.
Dang.
And I need you to take 11 piercing damage.
Fuck. All right.
That's going to be his turn, and then we're back up to the top with you, Tybalt, followed by Ebra.
Fuck.
Okay, how's B still looking pretty good?
B's looking pretty rough. He's panting pretty hard, but he's still got his strength about him. A's looking good.
Okay. Okay. In that case, Tybalt will put his hands together and sort of like just create three streaks, but controlled. And I'm gonna use Scorching Ray and throw the first one at Archer B
Okay.
for a 16 to hit,
Hits.
doing 3 points of damage
All right. To B, you said.
to B. Yeah.
Cool. The first one hits him, and he wasn't expecting it. He was so focused on Ebrath that he just coughs up a bit of blood.
Okay. Second.
Now looking kind of rough.
I'll send the second one his way too.
Okay.
That's a 20 to hit, dirty 20,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
for 8 points of damage.
All right. Yeah, he's kind of staggering back now, trying to hold his footing as he's trying to hold on to this reality.
And Tybalt, sort of frustrated that it's taken 3 rays, throws the third one his way for an 11 to hit.
The third one just whizzes past him. As like it would have hit him, like it was going straight for him, but more than anything, he just kind of like loses his footing and kind of like collapses out of the way.
Yeah. And he'll Tybalt sort of like does like this motion with his head to the side, and the spiritual weapon swings at Archer A.
Cool.
And we'll do that one. 18 to hit
Absolutely hits.
for 12 points of damage.
Perfect. As the mace slams into him, you can see him kind of like as he's looking pretty worn now. Is there anything else you want to do?
No. That's it.
Oh, Ebrath, you're up. You're looking pretty beat up, dude.
Hopefully he has some health pots with them.
And Ebrath is done. All right. In that case, I'm just gonna go ahead and play as Gone for now until Andre gets back.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna do some Eldritch Blast again at A, getting a 20-40 hit,
Nice.
doing 5 damage to him, and then 16 to hit, and that hits, doing an additional 10. So 15 damage total to A. Down here, he's looking pretty rough now.
Okay.
He's got some wounds coming out of, bleeding out of some wounds. And I will say that he was like knocked back to 20 feet or whatever.
Okay.
And then I'm waiting on Andre.
What's up?
Your
Your
go.
turn.
Okay. Beast still alive?
B is holding on.
Fucking hell. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking have Adam. Let's do I'll let loose with a fortune raise as well. So let me take this off. Okay, so that is gonna be a, come on, bro, 16 to hit.
Yes.
All right. And I just roll for each one, right? Attack damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're individual.
So the first one is 9 damage.
To B.
B.
First one hits him, kills him.
Okay, can I direct the other
Nice.
two
Absolutely, yeah.
to A? Do I have to re-roll to hit?
Mm-hmm.
Reroll to hit everyone.
Oh, okay, got it. Ooh, that is a nat 20.
Oh shit.
Absolutely hit. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and just roll your normal damage,
Mhm.
and then whatever the damage die is, we'll just do.
It's
plus
auto
whatever-
critting for me.
Oh, okay. That's kind of lame. But...
That is a 13. And let me add my D8 to it.
So it'd be 2d8.
No, because it's 2d6, so it gave me 4.
Okay.
Oh, you mean for that? No, it's I don't think it works like that. I think I just get a 1d8 to add to any spell.
Okay.
That was an additional 6.
Yeah. Tell me how your final blast goes.
So
Nice.
basically, I'm shooting my first scorching ray, and what I want to do is like I'm shooting 2 in succession, and my first one obliterates B, I turn and I like spin my body and like turn the trajectory of the second blast, and it goes kind of careening over in an arc to A, and it just takes him like right in the heart and just like kind of disintegrates his whole chest in like a little mini explosion,
Cool. Yeah. A falls dead as the battlefield is calm once again. Ebrath, you're looking pretty beat up.
Yeah.
John and Tybalt are looking pretty okay.
I'm going to, out of my bag, take out a potion of healing and give it to Ebrath and say, I could heal you, but I think this will do you much better.
Okay, what is it? It's a regular potion of healing?
Yes.
Okay, so what is that?
Potion of healing gives you 2d4 plus 2.
So let me just do that. Okay. That is 7 points. I'm also going to cast Cure Wounds at the 2nd level to myself, which is 17. So I'm going to get back 24.
Dang, nice.
All right, so that puts me at a decent amount. I'm not, dude. I had 7 HP left. I was fucked up.
And I'll turn to Gon and Ebrath and say, let's search the bodies for any sort of allegiance or where they come from.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll
I
do
would say
that.
one of you guys go ahead and give me a investigation roll with an advantage, or both of you guys roll one single investigation.
How's my investigation's a +4, Edgar? How's yours?
Yours is better.
I'll do with advantage then.
Okay.
That's a 19.
Nice.
Cool. As you sift through the bodies, you are able to find one potion of greater healing.
Sick.
Ooh.
You also notice that they seem to have a lot of okay. Give me a history and or religion check.
Okay.
Ebrath.
Both the same.
History or religion. I'm gonna do. Let me just do history. They're the same, but I'll do history. That is an 18.
Cool.
Nice.
You see
My best
tattooed
fucking
on.
skill. What?
You see tattooed onto the bodies of these individuals a very specific marking of 3 lightning bolts kind of coming together at a point.
Uh-huh.
And you have, in your research, you have come across mentions of this particular symbol being the symbol for the cult of Talos.
Ooh. Okay. And what do I know about the cult of Talos?
You know that they worship the god Talos, who is a god of like thunder and lightning. You have had I don't know. I mean, I guess you kind of tell me. Like, I don't have you just kind of read about them.
Yeah.
I don't want to like speak on your character's like history.
I would say like being. Let me see here. Yeah, I know better. Yeah, I mean, I would have, I would have, like, know the, like the brief history.
I will say this: people of importance that you would have been around in your past would have been very aware of the cult and their movement in and around the Sword Coast. Not
Got it.
necessarily as like a major direct threat, but just something that they would have kept eyes on.
Like they've been around, they've kind of been tracking them to see
Like they would
how much
just
of a threat they're
like
gonna be.
like when you're in like a sketchy neighborhood and you're just kind of like keeping your eyes peeled
Yeah,
for
yeah.
anything. You just want to be aware.
So
never really like interacting with them directly, but we're very aware of their presence and mindful of them.
Okay, so I'll kneel down, and where on the body did I find the tattoo?
Several different placements. Some of them have them on like their like shoulder area here. Some like one of them has them like right on its fucking like forehead. Others on like their chest or whatever.
I'm gonna wave Tybalt over and say, Tybalt, this is a sign of is this a sign of the cult you're looking for? This is the cult of Talos.
And Tybalt says, no, we've mainly encountered the cult of Merkle, but we have had a run-in, right?
You had quite a few run-ins with the cult of Talos.
With the cult of Talos.
If you'll remember, they're the ones that were like the half-orcs that were also like magic users that like.
Oh yeah, they had like the
your,
shamans
your
or whatever.
Staff of lightning. You got it from one of the like anchorites of
I was
Talos.
out that time, yeah.
And they were the ones that summoned the giant like thunder boar that you guys fought.
Yeah, that's right. We found the little effigy that they had, right?
Yeah, you guys saved the like logsmen or whatever, the like whatever they're called. Remember they were like tied up to the fucking like
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's the cult of Talos.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I'll relay that to Tybalt and say, could these cultists be responsible for that attack at the inn yesterday?
No, these are different. That was a cult of Merkle, and this is a cult of Talos. When we were looking for the dragon, we had a run-in with both. We thought we took care of the threat, but we must have just kicked the can further down the road. They're back. As they always are, but they're back.
As you guys finish that, I will say that Gon kind of snaps out of his like warg form as he speaks up, and he says, "Guys, I got eyes on the kids. I know exactly where they're at."
Let's not delay then. Let's go. They're in danger.
With that, the townspeople do kind of come back out of hiding now that they see that it seems to be a bit safe for them. And the Dragonborn speaks up and says, did I hear you say you know where the kids are? I think it's of the utmost importance that we get them to safety right away. And Gon says, yes, I can see them hiding in the town. I can go get them. We can go get them ourselves, or if you'd like to traverse into town, I do believe the general vicinity where they're at is relatively safe. He looks at the two of you and he goes, if you want, we can kind of go in with you and be a distraction and kind of stave off any would-be attackers while you get the kids to safety.
And Tybalt says, only if you can fend for yourselves. We wouldn't want to put you in mortal danger.
with that, the human town's guardsman kind of says, "Oh well, I mean, I think you guys are more than capable. Obviously, you guys know your way around a battlefield. I think you guys would be the safe bet. That's just my opinion. Obviously, you guys are talented warriors. We wouldn't want to get in your way and cause more problems for you on the battlefield." The dwarf woman kind of knocks him in his arm and says, "Fucking coward you are. Would anybody go with these men to save these children, Smithwell and Furnace?" The Dragonborn kind of speaks up again and goes, it looks to be like that you are a cleric, sir. I apologize. I don't ever got your name, but I am a follower of Lathander, the Morning Lord, and I believe it to be my duty to step in and do what's right. I will head into town if you can assure my safety.
Your safety is assured, and my name is Tybalt, and I also follow Lathander.
Morning Lord bless.
We should go.
All right. With that, I think that's a good place to wrap up. It's 2:00.
Cool.
Yep.
We have quite a bit to do with that whole thing, so I don't want to get super into it. I think this is a good stopping place.
Yep.
Agreed.
All right.
Cool. Is there anything you guys wanted to ask about for clarity before we?
No. So only thing I have to not about the story of the campaign or anything, but just about the one of my items, my amulet has a +1, but it doesn't show up in D&D Beyond. I don't know if there's a way to customize it so that it shows up as with a +1 dex, so that it applies it across.
There is. Let me pull up your character sheet.
Or it's a +1 to bonus. Does he gain a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and the saving throw DC of my spells?
Okay. So what you could do is,
It's weird. D&D Beyond doesn't have it.
You have to. You can do it. You have to do it on manually.
Yeah. I think it involves just recreating the item with the stats.
Actually, +1 to your spells and to your DC.
Spell attacks and the saves. Yeah, DC saves.
Okay. Because what you can do is you can click on your Okay, cool. So all of your actions right here where it says lightning, melee weapon for the staff, for the guiding bolt, for the scorching ray,
yep,
and for anything that has an attack roll, you can click on it and then go into where it says customize, and you can do a to hit bonus. You can do 1.
Okay.
And that bumps you up 1. So I'll go ahead and do that, I guess, since I'm already here.
And then for the,
I gave you a +8 on accident.
Leave it.
Yeah, fucking leave it.
Because it was a +7 already, and I was thinking okay, cool, it'll go up to +8, and just instinctively I hit the 8.
Yeah. And then for the, for example, I think I have this customized already. Because I made custom attacks for my Toll the Dead, Radiance of Dawn, and then also Lightning Strike and Lightning. I need to finish the custom attacks for the staff, but I pretty much created the custom items or the custom actions for those.
Nice.
In D&D Beyond.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then I don't know if there's a way to automatically have it update your Oh, here it is right here. Cool. I got it. I can update your saves that you impose.
Nice. Yeah, because I think last time we were rolling and I was going based off of a 16 wisdom save, but they are 17. Or are they 18 now?
I just did that right now.
I see them as like my cantrips, the saves are 17s.
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
just updated them to 18.
Oh, I should read.
So you should probably refresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just went in and customized them. Due to
Cool.
that amulet, it gives you a +1 to everything. So yeah, so you should see that your spell hit is +10 for like your scorching ray and your guiding bolt. So
Yep.
we're at a +9 before, and then
Yep.
your spiritual weapon is +10 as well, and all of your saves down here: Toll of the Dead, Radiance of Dawn, Lightning Strike. They're all 18 dex saves.
Nice. Okay, I see the 17, so it should be 18. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Nice. It's a good little
Bump.
power boost. Yep.
Yeah, that was from your amulet of Lathander, right?
Yeah. That and then leveling up to our current level bumped everything up because I was down 1 point. But yeah, I for Tybalt, I'm more conservative with my spell slots, but I think
Yeah.
just his current condition,
He's just fucking
I'm
going balls to the
thinking,
wall.
yeah, I'm going the opposite.
Oh yeah.
So that's why the wall of fire came out, and I think
Yeah.
I need to reread it, but I think we may have done it a little too long because I think it's only 60 feet long, but still, it would have encompassed the
That's
map.
Yeah, I'm not super upset about it. It worked the way it was supposed to work. Yeah, it's 60 feet long, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick.
Yeah.
Or you can do a
Or
ring
yeah,
that's up to
that's
20
cool.
feet in diameter, 20 feet
Yeah.
high.
What? Well, you could
Yeah.
what? Turn it green?
No, a
Make it a
ring,
ring.
like a
Oh,
circle.
ring.
Yeah.
Just like
So
an
you get a quarter
ongoing
lumen.
fireball attack, basically. Dude,
Damn.
and especially because you can choose which side it like continues to like pump fire towards,
Yep.
you can basically make that an ongoing fireball.
Shit.
Yeah. Let's capture
That's
them
crazy.
inside and keep it going.
Too bad
And
you
if
guys
they
don't have
wanna-
a spellcaster that knows Wall of Force.
Well, that's why
Force
we
gauge or
had
whatever.
gone, or I was like, I was trying to pair it up with Gon's force push.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream.
Yeah.